Okay, we're live. Hangout on air is live.
Cool.
So we're live. Oh, look, even the little thingy at the corner tells me we're live with Late Night QRM. Welcome, everybody, to Late Night QRM Show number 152 from the Monadnock region in southwest New Hampshire. I am Barry J.
And also from the southwest corner of New Hampshire, in studio, this is Joel.
Also in studio from the southwest corner of the Monadnock region, this is Matoska.
And making preparations for the Late Night QRM Podcaster Roundtable, this is Michael, the Virtual Youper, in the Virtual Youper Man Cave.
All right. And the beautiful suburbs of Copper Harbor, Michigan. Right. Oh, and Joel has joined the video group, so he got his.
Yeah, I finally
got his invite.
Go!
There we go.
I don't know if Matoska got his or not.
Nothing.
Figure that out. Well, you're on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And thank God Joel muted his, because otherwise we'd be hearing nothing but echo and feedback right now. So,
yeah, time to turn down the iPhones.
Oh, yeah.
Operation iPhone down.
Responded no. What the heck is that? Okay, hang on. We may have multiple Matoskas. So we're still experimenting with the Hangouts Live, and we're trying to set this up, and we're trying to get Matoska on here, invited. Oh, that's you. Okay, you're added to the circle. Okay. Who's this? Hippie chick. Hippie chick said no to the invite, I guess. Well, I didn't invite you. I invited the public, but doesn't mean you have to say no if you're public. Am I watching? Yes, I'm watching. I don't want to check in. All right,
Hey, there's Barney!
Barney! There's Barney! He must have gotten the second invite. Barney, we can't hear you as usual. Poor Barney. Always takes him 15 minutes to figure out how Hangout's going to handle his audio. And it's not his fault. So, let's see. I'm going to add Matoska to my circles.
I have to put in his email address. Type that in.
I've already got it. There's Barney.
The problem is that this stupid Google stuff does not accept Apple's settings in system preferences. So every time I start it, I have to wait, and it's the whole thing because it just takes forever to come up. I can't check on the Google Plus settings until Google Plus completely comes up.
Yep.
That's because I'm on the headset again instead of being on the mic, because you guys seem to like that better.
Well, you sound good. You sound good once you come up, but you know the process now. When you log on, Hangout's always going to do the same thing to you, obviously. So.
Yeah. Well, the thing is I can't change the settings until it comes up all the way. The settings aren't available for me to change. So
okay. So you show up here.
The other option is
you show up here.
Yeah, because as soon as I connect, I show up there, but I can't change the settings to tell it where the sound is coming from until it comes up completely.
So even though we know that, and we know it's going to take you some time to get on once we see your picture, we're still going to ridicule you every week for not having your audio working.
The way to go around that is to not use the headset and just go through the mix board like I had been. But
we prefer you to sound good. Yeah, we like you sounding good, so we'll go with the option where we ridicule you and you come in with a good sounding.
I can go with that. Hey, one question I'd like to ask before we start the show.
We already started the show, but that's
all right. Never mind. Then I'll ask it later.
Yeah, we're live, so. You can wait till.
Well, it's really kind of funny because usually I'm always sitting around waiting for you guys to show up, and the show starts, like around 8:30.
Well, apparently, Well, that's because I got two guests in studio. So
Hello.
Hey, so you're in residence. Awesome.
Joel's in residence, and Matoska's joining us tonight too.
Hello.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah. So and Michael's here. He's joined us.
Yeah, I can
But,
see him.
The other thing that happened is I invited you guys when I first brought up the live version, but apparently you guys didn't get the invite. I re-invited you, and you got the second one.
Ah,
So-
yeah, I came across my my Mac Pro, and I was like, oh, the guys are on. So
Yeah.
and of course, it's really kind of funny because I'm so used to how fast the Mac Pro works that when I come over to the MacBook Pro, this is like not the very last 17-inch, but the one before that. And even though it's
Okay.
got an i7 chip, it is still so incredibly slower than the Mac Pro
Mm.
that I just forget about the speed differences. So it takes like forever from the time I turn it on and log in and get things to come up. It's like, man, how do I ever put up with this stuff on the road? But you know, on the road, I'm comparing it to a Windows machine that's even newer than this is. But it's
We just got disconnected.
Party, we lost.
Irony. The irony.
we just lost you.
Hold on.
Are you there, Marty?
yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
You hear me?
He's
Yeah,
back.
your audio cut out for a second.
At what point did it cut out at?
How do I put up with this? It's just so slow. How do I put up with it on the road? And then I.
Oh, and
Pretty
then
much
I
right there.
realized that even though the Windows machine I have with me on the road is a brand new HP, it is still slower yet than this MacBook Pro is, despite how its age. So you know, it seems fast on the road because it's faster than the brand new HP I have from work.
Yeah. Well, that's because Mac is superior to every machine out there,
Yes.
and we're not biased at all.
Not in the slightest.
Yeah, but
and
iTunes
Party,
still-
actually, many weeks ago, might even say months ago now, you did have a comment that you got a new Mac Pro. Is that not true?
Oh God, this thing is orgasmic. I tell you, it's so. I mean, it's so minuscule, but it's so incredibly rapid. You know, I've been wanting to talk about it for so long, but you know, you guys already got an agenda set up, and I don't want to just barge into the middle of things. You know, so you know, I just kind of like keep making mentions of it every so often. But man, I'm replacing a 2010 Mac Pro. You know, the great big beast.
Right.
Beautiful, beautiful machine, but with this little tiny minuscule thing that is just a friggin' screamer. It's amazing how fast this thing is. And you know, ironically, what I'm using for a monitor is my iMac. Because you can take, yeah, it all has Thunderbolt ports, so you can connect the Thunderbolt cable between the two, and just do a Command F2 on the iMac, and it switches over to the Mac Pro.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you know, it's just instantaneous, and you just log in and do all your stuff, and you can do that back and forth between the two machines all day long. But you know, so it's nice having a nice new Mac Pro, but it's also nice having it on a 27-inch, really incredibly sharp screen.
That'd be a plus.
Yeah. So I tell you what, though, it's a dream playing with GoPro videos and doing Photoshop work and things like that on a very fast machine with a great big monitor. I tell you, I'm just going nuts with this thing.
That's cool. Yeah, yeah. And remember, if you ever want to talk about something, that's why I send the show notes out early, so you can add things to them. Because you had sent you added it one week, and you were a no-show.
Yeah, well, I do have a series of health issues. Like last week, I wasn't really very vocal last week because I was actually sick, and soon after the show, I got even sicker. So I'm glad it waited until the show was over. But I really didn't get any sleep at all that night, and for the next 4 days, I was so sick that I lost 10 pounds, and I really don't want to go into the details live. But yeah, it was pretty bad. Suffice it to say that I had a 2-day work week, one of which 1 day off wasn't paid for because I ran out of PTO, and now I got a 3-day weekend, 3 days on, and another 3 days off. So hopefully I can get this thing licked. But I went to my doctor, and he rearranged some of my medications and antibiotic, and that seems to be working. I've been getting better in things.
That's good. That's excellent to hear.
Yeah, and you get to be this age, man, and you never know what the hell's going to happen to you.
Yeah, you gotta be awful. You gotta be careful. Even considering you've got some health issues, chronic health issues, but it doesn't. It sucks to get old, too. On top of it.
Yeah, but it beats the alternative.
It sure does. I'd rather keep getting old. So, well, that's great. I mean, not. No, I mean, great. Back to you.
It's great you're getting old.
Back to the Mac Pro. No. Oh, God.
I don't know if I want to talk to you anymore.
I thought we were friends.
Yeah, really.
Jeez.
I'm glad you're getting old.
So, well, back to the Mac Pro. So you like the little trash can size? It's actually smaller than I imagined,
Well, when the box came in from FedEx, and when I got home from work and looked at it, and I looked at my wife and I says, "It's all in here?" And she said, "Well, that's the only box that came." And when I opened it up, in typical Apple packing fashion, the actual computer, the box that it was in, was inside of some very thick bubble wrap. So the actual computer box itself was about a third smaller than what the box it came in. And it's like, man, this thing is small. And the size of it is, how small it is just really amazing. And it's just a small little black circle, and it just kind of like sits and just disappears from sight. It's really just a heck of a design. And the fact that they could pack so much power into it and be able to make it so small is just simply amazing.
That is amazing. So, and did you get it maxed out, or you a middle of the road, or?
No, this was a bottom of the line because they only have 2 versions.
Oh, really?
Unlike the previous one where there was 3, and my 2010 was the middle model. This one, they only had the high-end one and they had a low-end one, and you can customize each of those with adding different size SSD drives and different amount of memory and things like that. And I just got the bare bones least expensive one. And I bought it through the company at a rather nice discount,
Really?
which kind of helped. Yeah, it's really kind of funny because with the discount and the sales tax I had to pay, it was still less expensive than going to the BX and buying it there without sales tax.
Wow.
Yeah, not by a whole lot, but by enough that made me go, huh.
Made it worthwhile.
The shipping was free, so
Nice.
Yeah, and this thing is really quite a screamer. I think probably the first thing I'll probably do whenever I get around to adding things to it will be to increase the memory. I did buy 2 external Thunderbolt drives. They're both identical 4 gigabyte mirrored drives. They each have 2 terabyte drives inside that are mirrored, that are striped.
Oh, nice.
And so I have one as a primary, and the other one is a time machine backup of the entire system, the internal SSD drive and the external RAID drive. So that's really kind of handy. That's a better backup than what I had on the 2010 Mac Pro, which was just a time machine backup of 3 of the 4 drives that I had in there.
Yeah. No. The hard drive that's built in internally, is that a?
It's an SSD.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
The biggest thing, I would recommend anyone thinking about buying one to spend the extra money to get the 512K and not the 256, because I got the 256 and you fill that up so fast.
Yeah.
I've loaded all my Adobe apps all on the RAID array, and it's all out there. All those apps, I just simply told Adobe this is where I wanted it to go, and it dutifully put it all there.
Wow.
So but it's still. I think I've got, now that I've been able to trim down some of the things that are going on the SSD. I moved more and more things over to RAID, the offline, the Thunderbolt RAID. I've got it down to where I've got about 60 gig free. So I'm kind of comfortable with that because I don't want it getting too full that performance starts getting hit, you know. So I try to keep most of the big files out there, all the software and all my photographs and videos and things are all stored out on the RAID. And like I said, they're both backed up by Time Machine on an identical RAID.
That's pretty cool.
That's impressive. That is neat.
Yeah, the RAIDs I got at the BX dirt cheap because they put them in stock for whatever reason before they ever sold a machine that could use them, because they were there on clearance at the BX here at Fort Drum long before the new Mac Pros were available even in AFIS. So I don't know what the hell happened with that, but I'm not complaining about it because I'm benefiting because I got the drives for I guess about half off their regular price. Which was still kind of expensive what I paid, but I bought one and worked it out, and it was like tried it out, and it was working really well. So I figured, okay, well, I need a backup solution other than throwing things back on the old Mac Pro, because I want to minimize how many computers I have on at a time.
Right.
Because right now I have to have two on, the iMac to provide a monitor, and the Mac Pro. So I didn't want to have the old Mac Pro on always to back everything up to every time I updated something. And of course you have to remember to do it that way. Which is at our age that gets to be a problem. So that's why I wanted to, put a Time Machine on there, and they had two models there when I bought the first one, and I went back a few weeks later after getting the Mac Pro in, and I thought, well, if I back it up to the identical kind of thing, that can't hurt. So I went ahead and got that at the same price. It's really kind of funny. You remember the Star card AFIS used to have, right, Barry?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, now they have. That's called Take It Home Today, which is the same kind of thing for more expensive stuff. Like if you wanted to buy like an expensive computer that was over $500, rather than trying to save it up to put it on your Star card, you could put it on the Take It Home Today card, and you can only buy more expensive things. Like all the cheap things you can't put on that card. So it's not like just another card. It really is primarily to let people find a way to buy like furniture and things like that when they get to a new duty station. If they have to leave things behind. But so the first time when I got the first RAID, I was able to put that on that card. But when I'm back the second time, they says, well, you probably got away with something you shouldn't have. So I had to pay for that different. But that was really kind of funny.
Wow.
So, I got a pretty. Yeah, go ahead, Barry.
I was going to say the BXs all take credit cards and everything now, right?
Yes, they do. Yeah, they always did that.
Well, not when I was.
So I got a pretty honky little system, and it trucks along really well. I tell you, you get spoiled by that kind of speed because nothing else I touch runs anywhere near as fast. So every other machine I go to, I'm like constantly waiting for things. And Windows just seems to be even more aggravating than it used to be because it takes even longer than anything Mac related. Like I said, I've got two Mac Pros here in the house. I've got this older 17-inch one, and then I've got an older, even older 15-inch one that mostly I use that one to check the status of my Epson printer so I can watch my ink levels and stuff, because I can take and directly connect that. I can pull out the Apple Express from it and plug the USB cable into the port, and I can go through and query the ink level so I know when to buy new ink for it, and then put the Express back in so I can use it as a network printer. And that's the only thing I use that MacBook Pro for, the 15-inch one, and even that one is still faster than a lot of the newer Windows machines that I work with at work.
They just last forever, and they just work.
Well, prime in cases, Matoska is using my MacBook right now, 2010 MacBook.
Yeah.
And it's doing fine. Yeah, it struggles a little bit to keep up, but
it still works.
It still works. Yeah, and I haven't souped up the memory in it.
Yeah, my first MacBook Pro lasted me 7 years before I got the new
That's
MacBook
the one I'm
Pro.
on right now.
That's the one you're on now. It still works.
It still works.
It just got a little slow for day-to-day stuff.
Yeah, but you weren't able to put the latest OS 10 on yours, right?
No. No.
Yeah, this even my 15-inch MacBook Pro, I can still put the latest OS 10 on it. That's what it's running.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, but yeah, they actually support several versions of OS 10
Yep.
back for some time.
Mhm.
Yeah. So even if you tend to go beyond 6 or 7 years.
Oh yeah, it'll still work.
Yeah. So and yeah, my new MacBook Pro, of course, it's only a year old, so it'll be able to take the it took Mavericks, and it'll be able to take what's the next one? Yosemite.
Velociraptor.
Yeah. Which will be coming out in October, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I have on my iMac is Yosemite.
Yeah. Yep.
I really don't like the new iOS look, and I don't like that that OS 10 is going to the same kind of flat kind of icon look either. I like the older icons better. Maybe I'm just more used to them, but I kind of liked a contact book that looked like a book you might just pick up off a shelf.
I find funny is how iOS went flat with iOS 7, and of course OS 10 is following suit because they're trying to make them look closer and closer. And Android, the latest version of Android, they're sitting there going, "Oh, look at this! We've got 3D icons now." It's like we're moving away from them, and they're going toward them.
Yep.
So it's funny that way, I guess. We do have one listener, and so somebody should be watching the page.
Is it the auction site?
The auction? I don't know. It doesn't tell me who it is.
Michael,
so somebody go to the LateNite QRM community.
I'm there.
Okay, and see if anybody's saying anything.
Isn't that him?
I don't know. It might be.
I think it might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it who?
Yeah, I think it is.
Can you guys hear me at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
wait a minute. Well, it says Jason is responded yes. So Jason might be
I've been
there.
telling you. I've been telling you Jason's there, so I'm asking if you're hearing me or not.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah,
He said he was here last week.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I loved that. And I'm looking at it now. The mighty 1999
That was great.
Ford Contour. I loved that video so much that I watched it.
Quite a production.
Quite a production value on that.
I like that.
It's too
That
bad
was great.
this is an audio show. It would have been great to include that in bottom gear.
Well,
That
yeah.
and it just reconfirms my love for Gorilla Glue because I have put more stuff together on my car with Gorilla Glue, and the other one is Goop. G-O-O-P. They sell it at Walmart.
Oh, really?
I had an
Yep,
entire
yep.
driver's side mirror
That's been around
fall
for
off, and I gooped it back on, and at 70 miles an hour on my old Caddy going up 128, it stayed on.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. That's incredible. Yeah, that was a great video that Jason shared with us in the LateNite QRM community. If you'd like to see it, just go on over to the LateNite QRM community. It is posted there.
Yep.
Along with other things, and I've been posting there too. Not sometimes stuff doesn't have anything to do with the show, but just what's going on in my life, and
Yeah.
I post it up there just for kicks. So feel free to do that. Join
And how can people get there again, Barry?
Why, you go to Google Plus and look for LateNite QRM in the community list.
That's LateNite space QRM.
Right. We spell everything wrong just to confuse you. And
But we
you
didn't put a
search for
Y
that.
in it.
Yes. Why is that? Because there is no Y.
Because you didn't put a Y in it.
I love when they do that.
Because we're not Canadian. That's why.
Why? Because they haven't figured out where to put the Y in.
Hey, you guys aren't Canadian. I'm Canadian
you
American. I can't.
You know, if you decide to give up your U.S. Citizenship and go full-time Canadian, it's going to cost you a lot more now. Just to let you know, because they just raised.
What do you mean it's going to cost me a lot more?
They raised the price of the I want to quit the USA tax, whatever it's called.
Oh yeah. Well, that's probably in preparation for Burger King buying at what's that chain?
Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons.
Yeah, Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a
And they're moving up to
man,
Canada.
man, that's a travesty for Ted
Good.
Horton.
Good for Burger King. That's all I can say. Go up someplace where they're only going to charge them 26%.
Yeah, but it's not good for Tim Hortons fans. They're going to get all Burger King-ized. Going to become a crappy place.
Maybe they said they're going to leave them the same. Exactly.
They just want to change the address.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you know what? There is a slim chance because, let's face it, when Taco Bell merged with KFC, and you can go to those restaurants that have both,
Yeah.
the food pretty much stayed the same level of
Crappy chicken
of
in
processed
a
crap.
taco?
Exactly. I'd like to have some KFC in a taco.
That's an idea.
Whoa.
I would eat that.
Yeah.
I would definitely eat that.
Just throw it in the same
Have
bag.
a little bit of mashed potatoes and everything.
Exactly.
I would definitely do
Wrap
that.
it up real tight.
We're talking about a hangover cure.
Yeah, that'll
They're
empty your stomach in a
KFC.
hurry.
They were KFC, Taco Bell, Pizza Huts because they're all owned by Pepsi.
Yeah.
Oh.
Everything's owned by.
So if you
Pepsi.
take a piece of pizza from Pizza Hut, fold it like a taco, put in a chicken tender from KFC, put some of that cardboard meat from the Taco Bell and squirt nacho cheese.
And you have to add the little bit of egg because they're new breakfast
Oh,
burrito.
right,
A little bit of egg.
right. So you got to put a piece of sausage in there, and a fried egg
Yeah. There we go. That would be the.
with ranch dressing.
I'd definitely try it. Probably wouldn't go back for seconds, but I'd try it.
I'd try that for $1.
For $1.
I'd try it if I was seriously hammered.
Yeah, right. It's one of those 2 a.m. mistakes you make when you're totally drunk. I'll never do that again.
What the hell did I eat last night? Jesus, a tail take. I don't know, a radial tire and the foot of an elephant. God almighty.
Yeah, it's funny because Burger King in Australia, there are no Burger Kings. They're called Hungry Jacks there.
Yeah.
And apparently the reason is because you can't use King or Queen in anything in a business name. At least that's what I was told when I was there. So they named them Hungry Jacks because you can't say Burger King because there's a king or there's a queen of England which they follow and
Right.
whatever.
So
But
why is
that's-
Jack so important to name their business off of?
I don't know. I don't know who is Hungry Jack.
Who is Jack?
Yeah.
Somebody get him a sandwich.
And this coming from
Probably some hungry chick.
who's coming from a large continental island that was a penal colony,
Prison
basically,
colony.
to Great Britain. So, but that's kind of interesting. So, yeah, Burger King and Tim Horton.
I don't know. I'm still so stoked for the Late Night QRM Roundtable. On the way there, once we get into London, Ontario, or anywhere along the way, I really don't care what town it is, but the first Tim Hortons we see when we're across the border,
We're gonna stop.
even if I'm not thirsty, we're stopping
Well,
for a cup of
We're
coffee.
gonna stop and
You
get a
don't have
Whopper.
to get to the border to stop at Tim Hortons. We have them over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not made with Canadian water.
Canadian water. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not the same.
I'll say the best. Well, when I went to Niagara,
Mm-hmm.
granted all touristy and everything, but when I had gotten Labatt's there, I had mentioned this in a previous podcast versus Labatt's Blue here.
Mhm.
Holy crap, what a difference and how good. I mean,
Really?
I was drinking it by pitcherfuls. Granted, I was only 1.5 pitchers into it, and I was shit-faced. But it was
It was so good. After the first picture, they're all great.
So what you're saying, as soon as we cross the border, we got to go to a Tim
and
Hortons.
get shit-faced.
Oh, God.
That's going to be tough.
with the Labatt's.
Well, I know when we stay, because once we get to the hotel,
Yeah.
I'm not going to get shit-faced, but I will definitely partake of a few
So
distinctively Canadian icy
you think we
beverages.
should get shit-faced on the way to the hotel?
Well, Barry, he's not the one driving. He doesn't care.
Oh, I don't know. He might be.
Yeah, well, for parts of it, I imagine it would be foolish if we didn't take shifts in driving. That way, it takes the stress out of the ride.
Exactly.
When you divide and conquer kind of thing.
But it would be fun getting shit faced.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there'll be plenty of that once we actually get the copper.
Oh, could you all? We're in London.
Yeah. Where's
Where's Big Ben?
Yeah, exactly.
Where's Big friggin' Ben?
We will be the atypical, classic, bad-mannered American tourists.
Hi, we're the loudmouth Americans.
Exactly.
Give us service now.
We are entitled. Hurry up. I have $1 in my pocket. It's worth millions to you people. When I hear about that, having family in the UK, and you say, oh, man, these friggin' tourist Americans came over, and you just hear the stories, the nightmarish stories.
It's funny because I've been over to Europe several times.
Yep.
And in particular Germany, and I've also gone up to the Netherlands. And I always try to blend in, even though I don't speak the language.
It's easier to blend in.
It's hard for me to blend in.
Yes, it's 6 foot million.
But I'm telling you, after you've been there for a while and you're going down the street, you can tell Americans as soon as you see them.
They got tons of jewelry on, dressed badly, louder than the traffic driving down the street.
Right. Usually complaining about something.
Always whining about something. Consistently, like they're entitled, and because it didn't happen, they whine.
Yeah.
So when people ask you, well, from the country in which you're visiting, where are you from? Canada. I never would admit to it. Where are you from? Quebec. Anywhere except here.
Yeah. I mean, it really is embarrassing. Jeez, And I say that as I play the ugly American here on the podcast just for fun. But anyway.
We're from America. We rule. Everything drools. Yeah.
Hey, we're from the greatest nation in the world!
Yes, look at us. We rock. Everybody else sucks. This is a third world country. So then, and you look at you go,
oh my God, how do you live like this?
This is, they're all impoverished. Charlie, look at this. They're all impoverished. And I'm thinking, why the fuck would you come here to visit then?
Yeah, really.
You arrogant asshole.
Yeah. Go to Detroit if you want.
Exactly.
Not America.
Look at it's so incredibly embarrassing, and you just think, okay, just don't say anything, because you know me, I'm going to say something.
Yeah, I know. and then you just become the ugly American chewing out the other ugly American.
Chewing out exactly. It's like, will you shut the fuck up?
You're making us look bad.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, it's tough. It is tough, But well, it is Labor Day weekend this weekend.
Indeed, it is.
And I can't believe how time flies. It's the end of the summer.
Thank God.
Really?
No.
This has been a great summer.
Summer went by way too quick.
Thank you, Barty. Barty, thank you.
I think we had like 1 week of hot weather this summer.
You had 1 week of hot summer because you sit ass in an air-conditioned Prius to an air-conditioned work. I, also who does an hour commute to get to work, sweat my balls off because there's no air conditioning, and you really get to see just when you sit in Boston city traffic with no air conditioning and all the windows are down, and you know what breeze I got? Diesel fuel exhaust. Diesel exhaust was my air conditioning. And you're like, I hate summer.
You haven't fixed that yet?
No, I haven't fixed it yet. I bought $600.
You got Gorilla Glue.
Yeah, no kidding. I tried to fix it. I tried to
make
fix
it stick together, but you can't make it cooler.
But
We're just
$600
gonna
car.
mix up some Freon bathtub here.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, yeah, it got quiet all of a sudden. I thought maybe I was disconnected like last week.
This is New England. For the hot part of summer, realistically. Max, where it's really hot.
Yeah.
After that, it starts to become what I call tolerable. So I figured all I have to do is get through the 4 weeks, which is basically tail end of July, maybe 5 weeks through August. So when we get to September, it's nice, especially in the evening. But that's the longest 5 friggin' weeks. When you're sitting in Boston traffic and it's hot you're just melting. You're melting into the Volgalore material of the seat, and you're going, oh God, I can't wait to get to someplace where I can cool off.
I get it's a little hot for about the first 15, 20 minutes of my commute home, and then all of a sudden it's fall-like.
Well, it's because your elevation goes up over 1,100 feet.
And it's cool. And by the time I'm getting home, it's like, close the windows. It's getting damn cold out here.
Very chilly.
Yes.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's been cold here at night, especially. Like last night, of course, I did my. Well, let's put it this way: I was watching the what's it, Falling Skies.
Falling Skies.
I was trying to catch up because the finale is coming on Sunday, and I was several behind, and I got to the last episode last night, and I started watching it probably about 11:30, and it took me till 3 o'clock to watch it. That's because I basically fell asleep twice, and it ran out, and it's like, damn, rewind. Started watching again, fell asleep again. Damn, rewind.
It's because it's good sleeping weather, because it's cool. I'm trying to tie the two subjects together.
Well, yeah, but actually what woke me up was, damn, I'm cold. I had to go around and close all the windows.
Last night I went to sleep with the air conditioner on set at 66.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't need to do that out here. It was like 55 in the house when I closed the windows. Yeah. It was, yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I still can't believe it. And the leaves are starting to change color here, especially the swamp maples and stuff. They're all already red, and the other trees are starting to change slightly. And as I was mowing the front yard this morning, I noticed leaves are starting to fall down onto the front yard now.
Really?
Yeah. So
over here that started a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Started before I went to Washington.
Yeah, I could see that, because you're you know, if
north.
it's cool here, it's probably even cooler where you are.
Just wait until you have that 6 feet of snow again, huh?
I don't mind the 6 feet of snow. I'm telling you, I'm going to go back and listen to older shows, just because I know I'll end up eating crow. But realistically, I don't have a problem with friggin'. It gets a little bit much when it's so cold you can't spend any time outside.
Yeah.
I like going out.
Yeah, but you don't get that much snow in Nashua.
Get enough. It's still cold.
I lived there for 4 years, off of Fox Street, off of Broad Street.
I know, exactly. But still, and the weather patterns do slightly change and evolve over time.
We get enough snow.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a son in Milford. I know they haven't changed that much since we moved out here.
Right, but you also have lake effect snow. That's why you get 7,000 feet of snow like Michael.
No, just 300 inches. 7,000 feet.
I don't mind it. I like winter. I
don't mind the snow as much as I do when
it's
like,
crazy,
we had a
crazy
very
cold.
Crazy cold, and you're out there snow blowing, and it's like, minus 15, and you're snow blowing, and then all of a sudden the wind pushes the snow you're blowing right back into your face.
Right. Those are the joyous moments.
Oh no, it's even better when your dad covers you in snow from the snowblower.
Well, that's a little game I play to entertain myself. Hey, go clean off the cars. Go clean off the cars over there, and he'll take the snow brush. And I like to give him a snow brush that has 3 hairs on it, so that way it takes longer. Yeah. And then you try and just aim the chute and the rooster tail.
I end up walking in the house with blue lips and frozen fingers.
Damn, that's the problem. I need someone to shoot snow at.
Anyway, I'm going to continue down the topics list here because, as you know, in past podcasts, I've been complaining about my battery not lasting in my iPhone 5. Did I say that right? iPhone 5.
Yeah, you said iPhone 5.
Yeah. And I said, well, maybe it's because it's a 2-year-old phone, and all I need to do is have it last until the iPhone 6 comes out.
Right.
I bought the Mophie box because of that. Well, then I said the Mophie box isn't working very well. Well, and then it started working intermittently.
It healed.
Yeah, kinda, and then it would stop working again. And
Uh-huh.
so I called Mophie, and they were ready to send me a new box. But then last Monday, I heard on a podcast, a tech podcast, that iPhone is replacing iPhone 5 batteries for certain iPhones.
Really?
Oh yeah, I saw something on Facebook about that.
Yeah, and so they had a page you went to, and you punched in your serial code from your serial number from your phone,
Fruity Pebbles?
and lo and behold, I punched mine in. It says, yes, you can have your battery replaced. So I immediately went online and got a Genius Bar appointment.
Mm-hmm.
And on was it Wednesday? I went down. Yeah, Wednesday. I went down, and lo and behold, they said
One of
yes.
those damn days.
Yeah, and they said it'll take probably about 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I said okay. So I was in the Pheasant Lane Mall in Nashua.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to go walk around. I ended up having an interesting conversation with Apple guys there, and
Right.
we just sat there or stood there and chatted the whole time. And lo and behold, the phone came back. It's got a new battery. Things working like a champ.
Yeah.
And before I went there, Mophie had gotten back to me and said, we need to see a copy of your receipt so we can send you a replacement. And
Right.
I emailed them back and I said, well, hang on, I'd like to hold on for a couple of days because I'm on the recall list.
Mm-hmm.
It may be, I want to see whether it's an issue with the actual battery.
Right.
Or it's the Mophie box.
Right.
And I got to tell you, Wednesday I got it replaced, and I have not had a lick of problems with the Mophie box since I had the battery replaced.
Right.
It's working like a champ. So
So
I do have to email them and cancel my ticket.
your
number.
RMA number, right?
Yeah, because it's working fine, and the phone's working fine. What I find amazing is the fact that Apple, even though it's a 2-year-old phone,
Mm-hmm.
and they're coming out with the iPhone 6 in a couple of weeks,
Mhm.
and they could have just said,
That'd help you.
you just go out and get an iPhone 6. You know,
Right,
they could
right.
have said, too bad.
They honored
They
it.
didn't.
They
They're
honored it.
replacing these batteries on the iPhone 5s, and at no cost. So I was glad. I'm happy. My iPhone 5's working great.
Yeah.
I'm still getting an iPhone 6. This will be my backup phone.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I was very happy. The only thing that I got a bitch about with Apple is they actually called my home number, and my wife took the phone number from the Pheasant Lane Mall store,
Yeah.
and they said if he could get in sooner because people are coming in off the street and making Genius Bar
Requests.
and the batteries are going pretty fast. They actually called me, so I called them back and I said, look, I made an appointment for 6:20. Can't you? Well, first of all, I finally got through to them, and they kind of said they'd try to put one aside for me. They
Let's
weren't
see.
gonna
What
guarantee
good is making an appointment
it. I know.
if you're not going to reserve what you know exactly what I need? Why I'm making the appointment in
I
the
know.
first place?
So that kind of irritated me. But what really irritated me more than that was trying to get to talk to a live person at the Pheasant Lane Mall store. Because you call their number and you get, hi, I'm a computer that can handle full sentences.
Uh-huh.
And, how can I help you? And you'd say,
Human.
I'd like to talk to somebody at the Pheasant Lane Mall. He goes, just a minute, please. And then you hear a keyboard.
Yeah.
Like the guy's typing on a keyboard.
Right.
Just one moment, please. Oh, this is taking longer than I thought. Can you hang on just a minute? And then they say, okay, what exactly would you like to talk to them about?
I want a person with a pulse.
I want to talk to. I want to talk to somebody at the Genius Bar. Well, we'll forward you to the Genius Bar appointment thing, which is like nationwide.
Right,
number.
right,
It's like,
right.
no, don't do that. And it switched me. So then I called up again. I had various different ways to trick it to let me talk to somebody live
Local.
at the Pheasant Lane Mall.
At the local store.
Yeah, because they kept switching me to the
National direct number
yes,
or whatever.
yeah, and probably another computer. So that irritated me, and I may have to speak to Apple about that.
Well, you've already reviewed it live.
Yeah, Well, that's true. But I just, look, if I say I want to talk to a live human being at the Pheasant Lane Mall, don't ask me what about and then switch me to someplace else.
Right.
Give me somebody live, a real human
yeah.
being at the Pheasant Lane Mall. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That was very irritating.
Now, talking about iPhones, for what I gathered, let me know if I'm wrong, but for what I've gathered, the iPhone 6 is all glass, right?
I don't know. I thought the back was going to be metal.
Because on the...
That's what I thought. I thought the back was supposed to be metal on them, too.
Was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, the sides are also glass, though, right? Like the volume buttons?
That I don't know. I think
No?
I think it's going to be metal.
Yeah?
Metal sides, metal back, glass front.
I think it's going to be
alright.
an awful
So
lot like the iPhone 5.
Okay, so I was just misinformed.
All glass. I mean, that would really be subject to getting
to be honest, whatever you're hearing is a good guess because nobody knows
They're not
until
talking
Apple
about it.
actually comes out on September 9th, and by the way, that is an official date now,
Okay.
and tells us what it's going to be. And there's a lot of people that get things wrong.
Okay, alright.
So, so we won't know really until September.
And the three different sizes of the new iPhone 6. Is that
Right. Well,
that's
now
the
it's back to two sizes, 4.7 and 5.5.
Why would you do two sizes? Why don't they just have one
Because
size?
because the Samsung has that one that's basically like it's what they call it, a phablet.
Well, they call it a phablet. Yes, it's a because people are saying they want a larger.
Right.
size.
This is too small.
So if most general people are saying they want a bigger size, why don't you just make one in bigger size?
Because there
other
are people who
people
like
say-
the small form factor like this
Right.
one. I'd love it if all this was screen.
Actually, if you look,
That's
he's
really-
got a 4, I got a 5, and,
Yeah.
and
See, that's confusing.
mine's
I
bigger.
would just, if I were Apple, I'd just be like, this is what it is. Deal with it, you know?
Well, they're trying to please.
That is actually quite big
It's
compared to
nice.
the one I have.
Right,
I like it.
You've got a 4S. I got
Yeah.
a 4S. That's a 5.
Yeah, and then the 5S is the same size.
It's actually a really
the
large
4.7 is going to be larger than that, and the 5.5 is going to be.
Wait, so the small one's going to be bigger than the 5?
Well, if they only have 2, there's going to be 4.7, which will be larger than this,
Okay.
and then the 5.5, which will be really larger than
Right.
this.
That'll be
So
the size of the Samsung 5S.
Gotcha.
And,
There's no need for that. You're basically holding up a tablet to your face.
well,
you know?
It's got some nice quality. I'm telling you.
I don't want to say anything, Matoska, but if they come out with a 5.5,
You'll end up getting it, right?
that's the one
yeah.
I'm getting
yeah.
because old eyes.
Yeah. All right.
I
don't know what it's like. I
Hey, I
don't know
can
what it's
relate
like.
there.
old eyes, so I got more screen space that I can make the text
What the hell does that
font,
say?
the font larger.
Exactly.
And not only that, but I'm a big guy, so a 5.5 is going to look normal in my hand.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's that was my story with the iPhone 5 battery replacement,
Yep.
and it went smooth, very smooth, and I'm quite happy, except for the computer that talks to you on the phone. So. Anyway. We got 3 listeners, or three viewers now. I don't know who is anybody watching. Is anybody making
Michael
comments?
Ask Michael. Michael knows everything. He does.
Michael, are you watching?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Okay.
Are there any
Sorry to wake you up,
comments so
Michael.
far that we need to talk about since we're live? We're trying to make this interactive.
3 words. Yeah. I am.
Well,
Yeah, they're
MMD
responding.
is,
Sorry, Michael. Are you there, Michael?
yeah, I'm here. MMD is complaining about Hangouts, so it confirms that he actually is watching.
Yeah. Okay, so
And,
MMG joined us.
Jason is listening, and yes, and Jason's listening and talking about the audio being fuzzy at times.
Okay.
And I see Barty's watching.
Oh, that must be third person.
Well, I haven't gotten into it,
Oh,
so I don't
okay.
know how
No,
you
it's-
can. I'm still trying to find where the hell it's at. I had trouble last week, but I got into it last week. But this week I can't seem to find it. I'm into plus Google.com /explore/livestream, and I don't see LQRM anywhere.
No.
All right, it's up. I posted the link to it up on the notes on the Google Hangout. If you look in the right hand
Yeah, I
side
don't
there.
have that up. I don't have the
We've got a
notes
chat
up there. I never got the notes, I don't think.
They're in your Gmail.
Yeah,
oh,
right.
Michael just posted it in chat, group chat.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, my bad. You put it in group. Where the hell was that then?
I know, it shows up as a little bubble on my screen.
There's a group chat?
Yeah, well, you know what? I haven't found that yet.
Yeah, there's actually a little icon on the left. If you bring up the icons on the left, you know how you have to shove over.
Oh, yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
little.
so shove it. I got one with, like, looks like two people next to each other, and then there's one that's like quotes in a little balloon.
No,
Up at the top, there's a little text window.
hold on. He's looking at a
Brings
different
up
screen.
the
He's
group
looking at a different screen. The screen that you would have up whenever we speak, that if our cameras are all turned on, that's whoever's doing the most talking, that's whose picture you'll see.
Right, and it says,
on
in the upper right, it
left.
says live. Oh, okay, I
Yep.
see the little thing. Okay, it says
Yeah, and on the left-hand side, it says chat. Click on the little blue thing. It's like this. It's like the Windows Word doc logo. It's pretty similar to it.
I got it. So I can close this back here then.
But the only
This
person,
week's show,
the only person
sponsored by DeVry,
that's
showing you
posted
how
anything there is.
the new course in how to run Hangouts.
Yeah, come along and watch our video. We'll kind of stumble through it together.
No kidding. It's painful. It is painful trying to find your way through it.
Yeah.
You think
So
you should
the
be
other
able to
big
just
news-
click on something.
Yeah.
That'd be easier if it was designed by Apple.
Oh, it would work flawlessly. Matter of fact, it would automatically bring it up because it knew you'd want to, see the chat.
It would know what you were thinking.
Yeah.
And would bring it up. Just saying.
There would be one button.
I like MMP's comment from 854. That's good. He says that Joel sounds like he looked. So does Barney feel Michael should sound like Barry and vice versa.
Oh, our voices don't match our faces.
Yeah. Too much. So the other big news that happened here, which actually kind of made national news, is that our beloved supermarket here,
Yep, grocery market.
Market Basket, which there was a big fight between the cousins who, it's a family business, and one cousin.
Yeah, it's a family affair.
Yeah, one cousin took over, and he was the greedy, super bad capitalist type person who wanted to take all the money out of the business and give it all to himself and board members, which were also family members.
Yep.
And he had
Not all of them.
He had a 51%
Market share.
market share, so he fired his cousin who used to be the CEO, RDT Demoulas. And so there was a fight going on that because everybody loved RDT. He treated his workers fair, and he gave them good benefits. He paid them well, and he made sure that prices were cheap. And
excellent with his vendors.
And he didn't believe in taking out loans. He owned all his property, and he was excellent with the vendors, like Joel said. And he's the guy that got fired. And of course, Artie S. They're both named Artie. Arthur. Both cousins are named Arthur, but one's Arthur T. and one's Arthur S.
Yep.
Arthur S. wanted to basically, put everything into debt, pull all the money out of the business, and pay off them, themselves.
Right.
And so there was a big battle going on. First, the workers kind of went on strike.
They went on strike. Essentially, they went on strike.
There's no unions involved here, but they
went on protest more than
yes,
strike.
It's more of a
The thing
protest
is-
because they showed up for work, and they actually worked, but they were also standing outside on their off hours holding signs for RDT.
No, from what I read, they were actually getting paid for the time that they were protesting. As soon as they stopped getting paid, they stopped protesting.
No, they were
Yes,
protesting
no.
all
That
the
was
time.
reported in the
No.
Boston Globe.
Well, the Boston Globe
They're
was
wrong.
wrong. Believe me, I passed enough market baskets
We
on the
talked
way
to
to
enough.
work.
We have enough friends of ours that work there.
Yeah.
Okay. Quite frankly, and I mean, I'm talking not one or two. I'm talking 15, 16 people
Yeah.
that I'm friends with on a first name basis, from managers to bag boys.
Yeah, one of my friends, he was a manager, he was recently well, anyway, he was a manager and he got laid off, and he still protested,
Yeah.
even though he wasn't working.
And a lot of people were working, but then after their shift, they'd go out and hold signs
Yep.
up.
Yeah.
They weren't trying to get fired, and it wasn't a real strike. And the only ones that were kind of not working were the guys that worked at the warehouses.
Right. Now, those are the guys I also know very well
Yeah.
because they're across the street on the same road as my work.
Okay.
I drive by those warehouses every day.
Yeah. Okay.
So you get to know them. And plus, from years past, I know quite a number of the drivers. And they literally, it was protesters weren't getting paid. The Globe had it wrong.
Okay. And so this was going on, and of course, and then the customers were siding with the workers, and they also liked RDT because RDT used to go out to all the stores and visit, and he'd talk not only to his workers, he'd talk to the customers, and it really is the cheapest supermarket. They had the best prices for food.
Well, the quality's fantastic.
Yeah, the quality's fantastic, and so the customers just said, "Oh, okay, this is going on. Guess what? We're not shopping here anymore until RDT's back as CEO
to support the employees.
Right.
That got the shaft. The best way to basically teach a lesson to that overtaking board member and his board that he put in place was to make sure the money dried up.
Right, which it did. It took a while, but it started doing it.
Shop someplace else. Do not shop at Market Basket until that wrong was righted, and it worked phenomenally.
Yeah, because RDT was willing to go out and buy the supermarket, buy the business out.
Buy their shares out completely, which ultimately that's what happened.
Yeah, ultimately it happened. We thought, this is going to be a family feud. It's never going to work out, and, the business is just going to collapse and everything. But no, I think Arthur S. realized that he was going to lose all his money if he didn't let Arthur T. come back in.
Well,
and
Arthur S. could have also made plenty of money just letting the business fail and then just selling the property outright, because all the plazas that they were in, you're right that they owned the real estate, but they didn't simply own the stores. They owned the entire plaza that those stores were in.
Right, but the idea behind it...
They could have made a killing just simply selling off all the real estate after the store had gone under.
Yeah,
true, but there's
around here
there ain't that many places.
Real estate ain't going for a good price these days.
No,
or instead of that, they owned the plazas. They would just rent them out. They could rent them out and make money doing that.
He's not going to make money on that because you have to have a line of people who want it.
Right.
And the problem is there isn't a line of companies that want to A, rent space, or B, have the dough to buy 72 different plazas, which is what Market Basket has, and make money on it.
Property can't be too much of a money losing matter when Merrimack opens up a whole new outlet center and just wipes out all kinds of woods.
Well, let's put it this.
They had to spend a lot of money to put that in there.
Every Market Basket, 72 Market Baskets, every Market Basket makes $1 million a month. Now compare that to what you're going to make in real estate. $72 million a month is what you're dragging in revenue.
Well, yeah, but by giving the stores back to Arthur T., Arthur S. isn't making that $1 million a month. So what I'm getting at is he could have just cut his losses and just simply let loose of the property.
He could have done that, but then again, potential buyers for the supermarket chain. He needed cash revenue now.
Let's put it this way: Arthur S. was not being loved by pretty much anybody because of what he was doing. I mean, he was, and even other businesses that were interested in buying Market Basket were kind of backing off from him
because people won't go there
because of the customer reaction to this whole thing. So if you've got commercial property and it gets out that you bought it from Arthur S., customers ain't going to show.
Well, they proved it.
Yeah. I mean, it's really, I think not only the workers were dedicated and everything, 3 cheers for the workers for sticking it out and everything, but the customers also, they're the ones I think that really did it, because Arthur S. said, oh, they'll come back, and, it was like, it went for a month and a half or so, and the customers weren't coming
You find
back.
someplace else to go. People were eating out a lot more because it was actually cheaper to go get food
all
from
the store
McDonald's.
shelves were empty, though. You would see pictures of that in the paper of all the
And
store
still,
shelves
the
being
customers were not going in. They weren't going to go in because the customers were all tooting their horns and saying, "Look, we're not." And you ask anybody that shopped Market Basket, I'm not going back
They're
there
not going
until Arthur T's back,
Right.
and they sort this out, and
Mhm.
Arthur T's back in power. So I mean, there was a lot of customer support on this, and I think it's a positive
That's good
thing
to see.
because A, the government didn't get involved, thank God,
Right.
and B, that was true capitalism and the way it
At its
should
finest,
work. Where
exactly.
the customer's wallet dictated what was going to happen.
What's gonna happen.
And the workers
Right.
dictated what was going to happen. Government didn't have to step in. It took care of itself. And, if you want to know what true capitalism should be like, you look at Arthur T. and how he runs his business.
The reason why, and this is just me, because I'm really, really quite proud of this in the sense that for the friends of mine that I have that work for Market Basket, when you walked into any one of those stores, it was an enjoyable experience, not because of the store. The store is a brick-and-mortar building. It doesn't mean shit from a hole in the wall. It's the people.
Right.
The people were happy, who worked there, the employees, the managers. And, of course, you're going to have disgruntled assholes everywhere you go, but the vast majority, they were helpful.
Mhm.
Plus, now, add to the fact they're local. This is your neighbor's son, your daughter, your wife would work there, auntie, cousins, friends of friends. So these are people you see that mean something to your life,
Right.
and they're working there and they're happy. Why? Because management treats them well.
Mhm.
They get paid well, so they're happy about their job. They're happy to go to work. They enjoy their job. It's not a shitty, miserable place to be. So you take all this into account when you walk in as the consumer. You're going to pick up on that immediately.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so now add to that their price point on all their products was significantly cheaper than the next closest rival supermarket chain. So you say, I'm going to get high quality product, a pleasant shopping experience, help from people that I know, love, care about, friends of a friend, whatever. And subsequently, I will go back and spend again. I'll not only spend again, I'll make this my primary place to spend.
Right.
So you take all that, you take that away, you get some corporate assholes who decide to take it over hostily, and the first thing he said is, well, we're going to have to raise all the prices.
Mhm.
Right out the gate.
Yeah.
Raise it, and I'm like, okay, if it's
They were going to cut 401ks,
cut the 401ks
Cut-
of the employees,
cut benefits.
cut benefits, cut the salaries, and raise the prices.
Yeah. That's what Arthur S. was going to say.
And you say to yourself, and then subsequently makes for miserable employees. They don't have any kind of job security. They don't have any kind of future. I know lots of people who started off working bagging or produce, and their managers there making a damn good salary.
They have employees there that 20 years is nothing. They got 30 and 40-year
Employees.
employees working in those stores.
So you have this guy come in, and he's going to supposedly shake it up, and he's going to line his damn pockets. Well, the best way to support those employees who now went from a stable, good, positive work environment because of the old management that was ousted, to support them, you say don't go. The delivery drivers are like, even vendors, we're not delivering to your warehouses.
Right. It was even the vendors were saying.
The vendors
we're
like, no, we're not delivering.
Yeah.
In support, again, because they wanted to renegotiate all the deals that were previously in place.
Right.
So that's why you saw the emptier shelves, because vendors and truck drivers won't deliver the goods to that store until they right the wrong. But you could still walk in and say, oh, I'm going to go and buy toilet paper, some toothpaste, if you can find a tube of toothpaste,
Right.
that kind of thing. But it's support to make sure that, in fact, they didn't pull in the money that they were looking for. You go find it someplace else.
Right. And then they tried scare tactics to get people.
Yep, they tried the scare tactic routine.
to stop the protesting outside.
You either come back to work or you're fired.
And everybody's going to have to interview for their jobs again.
And everybody, the old interview for your job again routine, and they still said no. I call your bluff, and that's exactly what it was from a business model. This has never, ever, ever happened in the United States.
No, and it was like, yeah, because there's so many things that corporate America can do to scare you back into giving up the fight, and nobody gave up the fight.
Right, and now one of the things I watched it on television actually. One of the things they said, if this would have happened anywhere else besides New England, it wouldn't have worked.
Really?
New Englanders are the most brand loyal of any of the lower 48.
Yeah, I can see
And
that.
they're also the hardest market to market a new product, a new store chain, a new idea, a new widget. Is the test ground is New England. If you can get New Englanders to buy into what you're selling, it'll sell anywhere else in the country because they're the toughest critics.
Wow. What was that?
So
I have it.
I don't know. It must sound like Michael's radio.
No,
is
sorry,
emergency.
it was here.
Oh,
It wasn't
okay.
my
He was
radio.
peeping.
So realistically, I'm super happy about it. I shopped at
I-
Market Basket yesterday.
He
My
was,
wife
he was giddy like a
immediately-
little schoolgirl when he found his what's it called? Kielbasa.
I went in there like, oh, they got my favorite brand. Boom, bought it.
I know. Joel's probably as he's getting older, he's having a hard time finding his kielbasa.
Well, I did go to the website. and
I
found your
never got
kielbasa?
into kielbasa.
and I wrote him an email. And I said, my local Market Basket, my supermarket chain, who always carries this kielbasa, the Polish sausage that I love, is under some duress right now. Hopefully it'll be reestablished. But in the interim, because I have a kielbasa quota that must be met, where might I find said brand? And I hadn't heard back yet before the Market Basket
Came back.
got righted, and I went back, and I didn't even go in there looking for it. And I'm like, and I bought 3 pounds.
Well, as soon as my wife heard
3
the news-
pounds?
It's good kielbasa.
My arteries are hardening just listening to that.
my wife, as soon as they announced that the deal was made, she went out the next day to Market Basket
Yep.
just to show support.
And they're thanking the customers as they walk through
They're
the
Yeah,
door.
thanking
yeah.
the customers, and the customers were thanking
They're thanking
them.
I said the same thing. I said, I've never missed a supermarket chain or a group of people so much.
And it's been packed. I mean,
Oh.
Friggin', it's honestly, it's like the parking lot at Gillette Stadium during the Super Bowl. Friggin' people parking on the grass
yeah.
just to get into the store. And
Yeah.
they're
and
trying
there's
to...
nobody complaining
Nope,
or whining
nope.
or anything because it's crowded. It's just hey, we're so happy you're back, and we're so happy to have helped out. And everything's hopefully going to get back to normal. My wife said there was a few things missing.
They're trying to
still-
stock back
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Produce
back
and
up.
meat, because
Yeah.
those are the two consumables that go off the quickest.
Right.
Those are also the ones that are hardest to get stocked back because you got to have a rotating stock.
Right.
But still, I mean, we were able to get celery and lettuce,
Yep.
and I picked up pork chops and
And I think because we're out here in the country, it'll take a little longer for the rural.
the more rural stores to get caught up. Because I mean, our store was caught
Yeah.
up pretty fast. We're right on the Mass border.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was good news all around, and so RDT is back in charge.
You know what I found funny? On that same note, my wife was reading to me some stuck-up snobby assholes on Facebook. We're sitting there saying things like, well, I'm so glad that whole Market Basket dispute is gone because now all the blue-collar riffraff will get out of our elitist stores. And I'm like, you stuck-up snotty bitch. There's a reason why working-class folks shop here, aside from the fact that your local family and friends and the pricing, it's the whole thing. And if you want to pay $1 more for a box of tissues to blow your nose in, or $2 more for a pound of hamburger,
And have less
In the
choice.
same
and have
brand.
less choice, just because your store has foofy a la decorations all over the fucking shelves, be my fucking guest. Stay out of my store.
That's like
I'd rather go where there's real people.
I said this now. Probably, I don't know whether anybody will complain, but they just opened up a new Whole Foods store in Nashua,
Yeah, I know.
and I've experienced Whole Foods before on business
Yeah,
trips,
I said, yep.
and I'm like, oh my God. Why would anybody go shopping here full time, and this would be the only place you go shopping?
You'd go broke.
Because everything was very expensive. There wasn't much choice.
Mm-hmm.
There were brands you never heard of before.
Yep.
That's one of these days we're gonna have to make the commercial. But there was actually a soda I remember seeing there called Fizzy Pop,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it's organic soda. I said, what the hell, You're drinking soda.
Right.
Get a Coke.
At $7 a six-pack.
Yeah.
And you go, I ain't been that thirsty
So I
yet.
came up with a name, and one of these days we're going to have to make this commercial, but Whizzy Pop, made from
Natural piss.
all organic.
Natural piss.
All natural.
Whizzy Pop. So we'll make the commercial sometime. We haven't made a commercial in a long time.
We're due for some bumpers and some skits and some commercials.
So anyway, so Whole Foods opened up, and of course, oh God, all the younger generation went flying there. Oh, we're so glad, you know, because it's organic. What the food I'm buying at Market Basket isn't organic?
Yeah.
Oh, what? It's not grown in the ground, and but there's chemicals and
chemicals in the same.
Like
you know
shit
what?
is a whole lot better.
You know what? Here I am, my generation. Here I am. I've been a diabetic for 30-some years, not because of chemicals I ate or anything, but probably because of a bunch of inoculations I got simultaneously on the same day. But hey, we're all surviving. We're living long, and we're eating the frickin' chemicals.
If they want to go, we went to a couple. There's a couple things that are nice in some of the foo-foo stores. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
But you go in there, it's like I need essence of foo-foo dairy fairy dust or whatever fuck it is. The idea about you go in there and you're like, I'll go in there to experience it. And you're like, oh wow, they have people in the fucking corner playing harps and people with berets handing out little espressos and ooh la la, and I'm like, that's fine, but I'm in here for the staples: bread, milk, eggs, butter, toilet paper, dishwasher detergent. I got laundry to clean my clothes. Cat food, and I don't necessarily need to hear harp music, nor do I think does that justify.
And oh, by the way, it's a salad bar. It's not a food of the world bar.
Food of the world bar. It's vegetables chopped up in a bowl. I don't give a shit what tag you put on it.
with water every once.
Yeah, well, ours is spritz with fairy water of essence of angels. You could use tap water on mine. I'm okay with that.
Well, I don't know. It depends where you live. Tap water can be kind of dangerous in some places.
Lol.
I don't know. You're getting pretty tall.
But I mean, honestly, it's like to justify it, you change the packaging. It's the same goddamn head of lettuce that the one I bought in my Market Basket grew right next to the one that yours went to the Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Except one went in one truck, one went in another truck. One got a fancy-ass wrapper made from all organic recycled plastic. The other one's just in friggin' plastic.
Yeah.
Grew in the same goddamn field. Yours is $2 a head. Mine's 99 cents a head of lettuce.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll buy mine.
You get the package of a chicken, there, and it's like, and there's a little pamphlet that comes with it. It says, "This was Bruce. He was a free-range rooster."
I don't want to know. I'm not interviewing him for a job. I want to eat him with bacon.
This is where Bruce lives.
Bacon.
I don't want to hear his sob story. I want to eat him.
You're right.
Yeah, that's good. No sob story, man. Just give me the meat.
You know what? That chicken tastes just as good as the one that was here over in
Daisy, Bobby, Mikey, and Stevie. I ate all them with hash browns.
And I ate their children, too.
Serious, man. Call it like it is.
Oh, God.
He's a child eater.
It was a happy chicken from Free Range. You wasn't that happy because you popped the cap in his ass and I'm eating him. So apparently he wasn't fast enough.
Oh, God. Anyway, okay, so I guess you figure out we're not big fans
Just saying.
of the organic. Oh, and here, this chicken will only cost you $15.95 a pound.
Exactly.
And
Don't you feel
MMD wants to know, is that piss organic, vegan?
Yeah.
Of course, it's all natural organic piss.
It's organic vegan piss.
How good is this piss?
We're number one. We're not number two.
Yeah, but we're grown in number two. That makes it organic.
Oh, God. So anyway, that's the Market Basket story.
Yep.
Yay for that being over with.
A Market Basket story with a bit of a Whole Foods rundown.
Yeah. Now, we did mention iPhone 6, and the official announcement of the announcement came from Apple.
Which was in an announcement.
It's definitely let's put it this way: reporters were invited to an event on September 9th, where it is rumored that they will announce the iPhone 6, possibly the iWatch, or whatever they're going to call it. Because I've heard the name iTime, and if they call it iTime, that's stupid. But the iPhone and the other big rumor was that the iPhone 6 is going to be more expensive.
See, I didn't really understand that. Why would you have a phone on your hand as a watch?
Dick Tracy.
Dick Tracy, exactly.
The iWatch would not be a phone, but it would connect to your phone.
Come on, man. You got to do Dick Tracy with it, or it's just not going to cut it.
It would tell you you've got a phone call, or you got.
I still don't understand. Like, you'd end up smashing it against something, and it'll break, and it's $300 gone already.
Oh no,
300 my ass.
No, I don't know.
Have you heard of sapphire glass?
No.
Sapphire glass is the rumored thing that's going to be on these.
It won't break like Gorilla Glass does.
No?
No, it's made from diamonds.
No, sapphire.
Sapphires, that's right.
But and it actually, if the rumors are true, again, they're all rumors because we haven't heard anything from Apple. It's going to be more have a bunch of sensors and stuff for health purposes.
Okay.
So it'll be not only tell you the time. Oh, I think it'll tell you the time.
Will it tell us what time and day we'll end up dying to?
That's
that'd be
iOS
That's an app.
9.
That's an app.
That's an app. That's an app. There's an app for that. The day
There's an app for that.
It's a countdown time.
When you check your iWatch, it'll say, "Hey,
You're screwed
past
time.
the run, stop walking."
Yeah.
It depends if your name's Logan or not.
Oh yeah. So yeah. Nobody knows what the iWatch is going to look like or anything, but they said they're basically going to be two devices they're going to be talking about. That's the rumor right now. So we shall see. We shall see when that comes out. And of course, if the schedule goes the way it has in previous iPhone announcements, the announcement's on Tuesday. That means that you'll be able to pre-order that Friday, and the phones will be delivered probably on the 19th. So, Michael, what's your address?
Yeah, let's start coming out over the year.
It's the brown cabin next to Lake.
Just saying,
If you decide to make a detour to Detroit to go get an iPhone,
no, I'm going to pre-order. I'll be up and and that's another thing that they've done so far. When I got my iPhone 5, pre-orders start precisely at midnight, Cupertino time. So that means I have to stay up until 3 a.m. to make my order. But thank God it's an off Friday. And it was last time too, so I will be up at 3 in the morning. And if anybody else is planning to do that, don't go to the website. This is a lesson learned last time. Go to the iStore app, the Apple Store app on your phone. Order it from there. It works much better.
more better.
Yes, more better. And so I will be ordering mine. And last time I did that, the first day that they were available in stores is the day they delivered my iPhone to me at home, and I didn't have to wait in line.
So what are they talking about for? What kind of dough?
I don't know. I heard some ridiculous things today on a tech podcast that said, "Oh, well, the 5.5 is going to cost $1,200,
Kiss my ass.
and the 4.7 is going to be like $900." Now, I don't know whether that is the amount that if you wanted to buy it without a deal, from one of the carriers.
Right.
But I heard rumors more like, if you get the 5.5, it may be $100 more if you get it with a
plan,
a 2-year plan.
Mm-hmm.
It might be $100 more, but then again, you got to look. I got a way bigger display.
Mm-hmm.
There's also rumors they're going to put 128 gig in them.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also rumors that the big one may have sapphire glass on it. Again, we won't know anything until September 9th.
Right.
But if they add those things up, that's probably worth $100 more.
$100 more than what?
Than the
1 million?
iPhone, the 5S.
Right.
When it was new.
Okay. I see.
So we'll see.
Well, let me know how that works out for you.
I put money away for my iPhone. So.
Yeah, I have a separate budget for Apple items as well.
Yeah,
I put money away for heat.
Every 2 years I get a new iPhone. Yeah.
I don't have money.
He does. Hey, Pop, I need $20. All right, here you go.
Yeah, Joel puts money away for that too.
So we're waiting with bated breath for the iPhone 6 announcements. I was actually thinking about taking that day off from work so I could actually watch it, because I'm sure they're going to stream it.
You're going to bang a day out of work and use a vacation day.
Well, it's either that or, find a lot of work to do in my office instead of running around and hope.
Oh my God, work at the office? No way.
You could save up. You could save up work for the office for 4 hours.
Yeah, or I could stay late for 4 hours or whatever if I wanted to do that.
You could have a doctor's appointment.
I could.
Oh.
Leave halfway through the day.
Yeah. That's not. Then I can charge sick.
Just hope your boss doesn't listen to this, huh?
Oh, he doesn't.
Okay. All right.
By the way, we're giving you pearls here. This is what things you have to plan for when you're in the working adult world. When you're all graduated out, you got to plan. How am I going to bang out at work?
So it's just like high school. You're just going to sneak around the teachers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
But you have to live within the budget of what you got for vacation time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except here, you can get fired.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Then you have no money.
Yeah.
So but if I legitimately took a vacation day, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Michael, it looks like you are in dire need of a nap. No, I gotta ask though. Wait.
Michael, we are live.
Hold on. I got a prediction. We got the bet.
Yeah.
When was the last time Michael experienced REM sleep?
Oh.
I'm going to say 27 hours ago.
Okay. Without going over, I'm gonna say 24 hours ago.
I'll say 18.
Matoska, pick a number.
I'll go with 20.
Survey says.
Actually, it's none of the above.
Who's closest without going over?
Was lowest.
Matoska at 20 hours.
I
Okay.
said 18.
No, Barty at
Okay,
18 hours.
Barty wins.
Barty got the Oldsmobile.
Oh, man.
It's the 1966 Delta 88 with the Super Rocket 55 engine.
So how long's it been, Michael?
I'm thinking.
He just woke up.
No, guys, think about it. You saw some of my texts from this week.
Of course, you're talking now, and it's silent.
I hate it when that does
Of
that.
course it is. We got to talk about this offline, guys.
Okay.
So
Hate to do this to our live listeners, but think about my week. It didn't end where we last ended our texts. So.
gotcha.
Okay. All
All right.
So in that.
Sorry, folks. Not for the show. So.
Okay. That's fine. We understand that. So my next thing that I saw, and that Chrome has actually come out with an official 64-bit version of Chrome for Windows, which isn't beta anymore.
Chrome for Windows.
And they came out with a beta version for Mac.
Now with new and improved memory leaks?
No, actually, I got to tell you something.
Like doing improved memory leaks.
I downloaded the last 32-bit upgrade to Chrome, and the memory leaks have kind of disappeared.
Oh.
And it was behaving quite well, and it is much faster than Safari. The only thing I was saying, and
Where were you whispering there, Barry? I didn't
it's
quite catch
actually
up.
much faster than Safari. for rendering and everything. And now the only difference is, okay, I got 32-bit, so what happens when you've got a 32-bit application running on a 64-bit Mac? The Mac has to run a bunch of other stuff to run the 32-bit application, so it uses more memory up. Well, I got on the beta program. I downloaded the 64-bit beta Chrome for Mac, and let me tell you, the memory usage went way down on it, and it's lightning fast. So, and so far the beta has not given me any problems whatsoever.
So Google's trying to take over the world.
Yeah, well, they are, but if they make better products, I go with the best product. Not. So right now, I would say Google, the 64-bit Chrome is hands down better than Safari right now.
Didn't they also come up with a 64-bit for Android as well? For what few systems have upgraded to the 64-bit Android?
I don't know whether they did, because Android is not a 64-bit system. It's still 32-bit. There's rumors that they're going to come out with a 64-bit, but right now the only
smartphones that are using 64-bit ARM chips.
Well, they're using 64-bit ARM chips, but Android is not 64-bit.
Right.
It's only 32-bit. The only
well, goddamn, who wants to be back in the 90s?
The only phone operating system that is true 64-bit is iOS right now. So, but Android's working on it. I wouldn't be surprised if you don't hear that the L, whatever it's going to be, is not 64-bit. We'll see. There's been no announcement on that yet.
Well, I know I've been using 64-bit WaterFox on my HP, which is 64-bit Windows 7, and it rips. I mean, it is fast.
You mean
no
64-bit Firefox?
No, there is no such thing as 64-bit Firefox. See, Firefox is written for 32-bit. WaterFox.
WaterFox that runs on the Windows.
Right, it's 64-bit, and that's why I run that on my HP. And
same thing, only wet, right?
Exactly, it's a little drippy. And but actually, it works rocket fast on the 64-bit HP. So.
The main thing is it uses less memory.
Right, uses less resources to accomplish the same goal.
Right. So I'm right now I'm currently using the 64-bit Chrome beta. I'll let you know if I run into any problems, but right now so far it's lightning fast and it works.
And you're using that on what, Mountain Lion?
No, I'm using it on Maverick.
Mavericks. Oh, sorry, Mountain Lion. What am I thinking?
Yeah, I haven't downloaded it on the Mac Mini here yet, but it's running on Mavericks and it's working great.
Cool.
So that was that. The only this is probably an entertainment last week segment. Okay. Dancing live on air.
Oh shit, I forgot we have cameras on.
I forgot about it until we were halfway through it.
We always dance whenever we play the bumper.
The new Doctor Who was out last Saturday night, live, and I'm not going to do any spoilers because many people haven't seen it yet.
Yep.
But I can say that it was in my personal opinion, the writing wasn't up to snuff on this Doctor Who. But it's a new Doctor. As far as I'm concerned, the jury is out on the new Doctor, but I will wait a few episodes before I make the final decision. One of the things I noticed right away is I'm used to the young, manic Doctor.
Matt Smith.
Yes, well, and
David Tennant.
David Tennant before that, who were basically 88 Doctor Who's running around. This guy's older.
Yeah.
He's a little bit slower.
Wow.
And he's more like the Tom Baker type.
Okay.
Okay, so
I
at
like
least that's
Tom Baker. He was my
first
favorite.
impression. Well, yeah, I mean that's who I grew up with. I mean that was the first Doctor I knew, because
Yeah, he was the second one for me. But I just kind of liked his wisecracking style that he had.
Yeah.
He always had a lot of quick one-liners and stuff, and it was like, what? What did he say?
Yeah, well, but the jury's, because there's only been one episode, the jury's out on whether
Right.
this guy's going to be the same kind of person. Although, you know, he fits, and of course, it's always one of the first episodes. Always him trying to feel his oats himself,
Right.
and he didn't even have his uniform, Doctor Who uniform that we're going to see him in all the time. But at the end of the show, he was wearing it. And of course, the TARDIS changed again.
Of course, the TARDIS changes for each Doctor.
So, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it because I love the show.
Yep.
And I'm glad it's back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I'll say. Although I didn't think the first episode was. It wasn't
monumental.
It wasn't up to the modern Doctor Who.
Well,
But you don't always have good episodes.
Right, some of them are a little, let's say, slower.
Yeah, I mean it was still good.
Still good, right? It's just not one of those.
It wasn't great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Episodes.
Right.
And I know in speaking with Debbie, and we were doing some reading and research on the Doctor, I should say, and the writers had said that they're going to bring the Doctor back to his roots, which is the Doctor.
Well, he started off as an old guy.
Well, not only that, but his whole overall demeanor, he's dark.
Yeah.
He's not the fluffy bunny slipper, lovey-dovey, kissy. That's one of the things Debbie, and I have to say I agree with her, I got so sick of the love interest shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's, love my doctor, I love my doctor. The Doctor, he didn't look at humans as a love interest. He looks at them as more as fun pets.
That's why they were companions.
That's right. And that's exactly what they were. They're companions.
Yeah.
They're fun, interesting creatures to interact with. They're not love interests.
Right.
In the Baker
Right.
Doctor,
Yeah.
for instance. So they're going to go back to that, which I have to say I agree. A lot of the younger generation who came in with the Matt Smiths and the David Tennants and Christopher Ecclestons, you know, they're, we shouldn't think the Doctor should be old. Well, fuck off. I do. But I like the Doctor being older. I like him being more of a sarcastic guy.
Yeah.
I like it where he looks at humans as, they're interesting and fun to play with, but I'll put it away now.
I think I might watch it now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, and you will get to see it.
Cool, yes, from the magic antenna.
Yes, the magic antenna will give you what you're looking for.
The
Okay.
magic antenna.
Okay, everybody. It's time once again, so if everybody gets close to their microphones and close to your monitor screens, and at the count of 3, we all say, "Wake up, Michael." Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Wake up, Michael!
I really was awake. Barely, but I was awake.
I was just doing the grandfather clock thing from the old Captain Kangaroo.
Yeah?
You know,
Yeah.
my old
Yes.
kindergarten teacher had the same voice when she was about to read story time. You know, try to put us to sleep.
What do I do with those green jeans now? I don't know.
Yeah, Mr. Green Jeans, yes, and Bunny Rabbit and Mr. Moose and all
miss
the frickin' frogs, which nobody ever.
The freaking frogs.
See, I don't remember those names for them. But
They were the ugliest frogs I ever saw. Nobody remembers them for some reason. They used to sing.
Mm-hmm.
And
I remember it.
They were ugly frogs.
Yeah.
So, but okay. So, Michael.
yes.
He's like, what do you want now?
Your first topic here was cracked me up because you probably are the only one left playing this.
But the sad part is, okay, so I'm still
Oh.
checking in
Wait a
a
minute.
couple times a day.
So let people know what we're talking about.
gonna say, I think you need to sleep.
That is the longest
Get rid of this
intro.
fishy stuff at the end.
Go ahead, Michael. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah. We're talking of Clash of Clans, and I have been checking in a couple times a day. I figured, I'll just try to finish a couple of things up here, and I'm actually trying to play. And the person I saw do anything else was Barty, where he requested troops, and I couldn't give him enough to finish the request because I'm the only one I think filling troops in there. But the sad part is that none of you guys are playing, and I'm still in last place.
Michael, you actually were in the middle though for earlier in the week. You were ahead of me.
Okay, man. It must have been when I was. Okay, but for the most part, I'm in last place, and they're like, "Oh, okay, well, great." And it's at that point of the game where anything I try takes 3 to 4 days before it finishes.
Yeah.
Then I'm still in last place.
I kind of
It's
gave
just
it
an
up.
observation. Somebody tried to join the clan 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and I think he gave up.
I kind of gave up on it because when it told me that it was going to take 3 months to upgrade my community center, unless I paid $200 for enough gold to.
Yeah. All done. Bye bye.
Yeah,
I haven't
got
really
tired
been
of
bothering
waiting.
with it very much either. Actually, about the only time I really check it is when I'm like got nothing else left to do. Like if I'm sitting on a can or something like that. It's like, I might go to it idly because it's obviously there's nothing else, nowhere I'm going anywhere quick.
It is a Game of Thrones.
Yeah, exactly. They ought to change it. They ought to change the name from Clash of Clans to like Clash of Patience. It's like how much patience could you put up with this friggin' crap? And why are we still playing this stupid game?
Yeah.
I tried playing that game for like a week or so, but I just couldn't do it. I really couldn't take the time out of my day to play that game.
I have a lot of patience, and my patience finally wore out.
I quit on it 2 months ago.
I hear there's a Star Wars version of it, a clone of it, that I should check out.
If it still takes 3 months to build a shack, I really don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. I mean, the only way they can succeed with that game is to make it so boring that you're either willing to spend money to get shit done faster, or you just kind of give up on it. I mean, those are only 2 options. You either spend money and get better, or just say the hell with it. And being the cheap bastard that I am, I'm more inclined to just hell with it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did. It even bored me while I was sitting on the throne.
Is that possible?
He got so bored he fell asleep and woke himself up when he dropped the pile. Wow, what was that?
Yeah, it was. It's pretty boring. I'm sorry I got you guys involved.
No, it was fun for a good while there. It really was. Until you start getting deeper into it, like you guys said it earlier.
It was a lot of fun until you got to the point where like it took days to do something.
In 9 days,
come back and
and
then
check.
like 3 days later something's done. It's like, well, okay, fine. I don't have to touch this for 3 days.
You can increase the size of your castle and come back in 9 days. What? 9 days? I'm not even going to. I can't play this game because it's too busy building this. In the interim, I'm getting the shit kicked out of me.
Exactly.
I'm getting attacked, and I'm thinking to yourself, geez, I think I'd rethink this one when I wrote the game because this is pretty aggravating.
It's kind of like a colonoscopy, but at least a colonoscopy is over quickly.
So, Michael, I guess if you play for another 6 months, maybe you'll come into second place.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think it'll last that long. I did get up to first place at one point about 3 weeks ago. It lasted for about maybe 2 hours before Jill's wife's character beat me again. But
Hey, it's funny? She hasn't played in months.
She lost her iPhone a month ago.
I'm sure.
I don't even know what's going on mine. I haven't checked mine.
Yours was apparent as the clan leader.
Yeah.
Debbie would say to me, "Hey, why don't we do clan wars and make it more fun and interesting?" I'm like, "Well, Barry has to be the one to initiate that."
Yeah, I should let somebody else be the clan leader.
Yeah, that's what she kept saying.
I could have started another clan, and we could have quit that one. But I just didn't have the time. And the time I played it, you guys were all in Nighty Night land. When I was.
Well, some of us do sleep. We're nocturnal.
So, it's like I would request troops, and either you guys didn't like me, or it was because it was.
We're probably angry that you got us into this stupid game.
or I was thinking, well, just maybe it's because it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm playing this stupid game.
I wonder who's up and can send me troops now.
Well, I know one person that's up, but he's not playing this game. He's playing something else.
Yeah, well, that happens a lot faster.
Yeah, but I got chewed out for that, too, last night. Well, not chewed out, but reprimanded.
You got reprimanded?
Yeah, remember at dinner?
Oh, well, yeah, kind of.
Oh, it's a kind of reprimand. It was well, that's what you get for staying up till when she said,
yes, yeah.
What time did you go to bed? I said, like 3:30.
Yeah.
And I was playing Call of Duty Ghosts until 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
But it's worth it.
I'm still trying to get you into Titanfall.
What's that, Marty?
You're the one that bought Ghost, huh? I hear that version of Call of Duty was one of the worst ones in a while.
The new map packs really make it a lot better.
I'm waiting for the next one.
So I already pre-ordered that one, too.
No. For my birthday, you pre-ordered it, so it's technically mine.
Well, then
That's
technically
right.
you should pay for it.
It's only $5, but okay.
The pre-order was $5. The rest of the game is $70.
Oh, never mind.
Holy crap!
So congratulations, you have a pre-order.
Exactly. You own a pre-order. Actually, the next biggie's going to be buy an Xbox One.
You're gonna do that?
Yep.
We've already gone to the PS4.
You weren't gonna buy the Xbox One.
3 of my very good friends that I play online with.
Yeah.
Regularly. I mean, you guys are all my friends, but we play regularly, 3-4 times a week.
All at 2 in the morning.
Shut up. And
Shut up.
they went ahead and pulled the trigger. And the thing is Microsoft is shutting off its servers that support the 360. Especially,
You're kidding me.
They've already shut down several servers.
Really?
So the lag while you're playing on a 360 has grown considerably. It takes a long time to join up. I mean, you're sitting here, when I say a long time, what used to be seconds now takes minutes. I mean, 5 minutes before a game will start because there's no servers for you to get on. They're slowly forcing people to migrate to the Xbox One. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
they weren't that fast with XP. They dragged that crap out for years.
Yeah, well, I guess with the gaming console divisions, apparently a little quicker on the uptake. Yeah, so I was going to go to the PlayStation Network. I really was going to get a PS4, and then a bunch of my buds went out and got ones. And I'm like, you know what? It's not the games necessarily that keeps me coming back. Or initially, it's what brings you online, but it's the people and the friendships that you make with the folks that you play with regularly that keeps you coming back. Mm-hmm. Yeah. In addition to the game, and it's pretty much in that order. So you're like, well, I don't want to lose all my friends. And the thing is they did a phenomenal job of making the Xbox 360 and Xbox One completely uncompatible.
Really?
The only thing you can do if you got a 360 and someone else is playing with a One is talk to them.
Yeah. Well, Sony's the same way, though, between the PS3 and the 4.
Right.
Nothing is interchangeable with either of those systems either.
So you can't play with them. You can't see what game they're playing. You
can talk to each other over the network, but
right.
You can't play with them. It's just like the 360 and the One situation, so it's the same thing.
Exactly.
I went and my son and I went and both got PS4s.
Right.
And
I was talking to Adam about that. As a matter of fact, he's like, "Yeah, we got to play PS4." Me and I said, "Dude, shoot, maybe I ought to get a PS4."
They're pretty nice systems. Plus, if you get the handheld, the little PS Vita, you can start playing a game on the PS4 and pick up your Vita and continue the game on the Vita and take it on the road and just walk away playing that game that you were playing on the PS4.
That's cool. But my beautiful bride said buy both.
I like the way she thinks.
It's $1,100 for the two systems.
Yeah, I can't see buying both of them.
Right.
I kind of thought
I can. He'll be playing one. I'll be playing the other.
I got the
There you go.
PS4 before Microsoft decided to unbundle the Kinect camera,
Uh-huh.
and I did not want to have a system where the camera was always looking at me,
Yeah, neither do
whether it
I.
was on or off, and that just kind of spooked me,
Yep.
And they say that no, it's really off, but yet you're supposed to be able to walk into the room and just talk to it, and it's supposed to come alive at your command.
Mhm.
So that tells me no, it's not
not
really
off.
off.
Someone's
It's
listening.
sitting there listening, and who
Yes.
knows if it's just listening or if it's watching as well.
Mhm.
So that just gave me the heebie-jeebies. And like I said, when I got the 4, it was before they had unbundled that,
Mhm.
and it
Right.
was still $100 more. And I figured, well, I'm not going to spend an extra $100 for something I don't use much, because I got the Kinect for the 360, and it was fun at first. But then I realized, my wife and I were trying to play the river raft game, and we're like killing ourselves. And it's like, man, that thing's exhausting. It's a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. We had a blast, but we were like killing ourselves doing this thing. We would wake up the next morning all sore and stuff, wondering what the hell happened to us. It felt like we were run over by a truck. So it's like, we don't play with the Kinect that much. So I was like, I don't want to pay an extra $100 for that.
Mhm.
So that's why I went with the PS4.
Yep. I see. I hear. I'm right there with you. So, well, I was there, but the first one I'll get will be an Xbox One.
That makes sense. If all your buddies.
But they got to buy all the shit again, which is understandable. But it's expensive because I said, well, is my Xbox Gold membership transferable? No.
No, really?
Really?
I was told by several folks, no. So you got to buy
it
another.
was.
So I did too. For a while there, I thought it was, but I think it's not now.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
the
refund from the old
Sony version is good for both systems.
Mhm.
So I can get different free games every month for the PS3 and the PS4, because for the last generation I had both a PS3 and an Xbox. I
Mhm.
bought a PS3 first, and then Adam bought an Xbox. So of course I had to get an Xbox so I could play with him.
Right.
And I don't have the problem that you do with having friends to play with.
I don't have that
My friends
problem.
aren't really much into gaming unless they're doing it on a PC of some type. But so the only person I was playing online with was just Adam. So
Right.
as long as he had a PS4, I was good to go.
Now, with the Xbox One, is it true or not true that you can only download the game?
No, they changed that.
Oh, did they?
Yes,
Yeah.
you buy them, put them on discs. They originally, that's when Barty was saying about the unbundle.
Huh.
The original version, you only download games. It came with the camera that was always on. You could not buy a used game, say at GameStop,
Right.
come home, put it in, and have it work and play with it. And they said, no, this is to prevent that. Well, again, here's where the consumer rules. And people turned around and said, well, screw you. I'm not buying one then. And I'll just jump ship and go over to PlayStation Network. And they backpedaled like crazy. trying to-
Well, Microsoft had their big announcement on the Xbox One before Sony did,
Right.
and which, it was kind of unfortunate for Microsoft, because they had a very good presentation. They came out with all these announcements that were kind of shocking to people, but Sony, because they were following them, already knew what they had to address,
Mhm.
and they were kind of like the total opposite tack. It says, you want to play used games? We don't care.
We don't
It's
care.
up to the manufacturer to worry about that. But as far as we're concerned, we don't care. And they don't even care if third-party companies start developing games on their own, and outside of the main game companies.
Right.
They'll go ahead and let them put their games on the PS4 for people to play, which I'm kind of nervous about, because that's kind of like going back to the Android environment, where anybody can write a piece of software that'll disable your system, or even worse, read your information off your system and store
Right.
it someplace. I mean, people can say what they want about Apple and how proprietary they are, but they do build a very cocoon-like protective system around their items.
Right.
So, so there's pluses and minuses to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it just works.
Yeah. So Sony came out and said, "Nah, we're not going to. If you want a camera, we'll sell it separately. You can have that. Nah, we don't care if you use used games. That's not up to us. It's up to the manufacturers, and all this kind of stuff." And they just basically took an exact opposite tack from Microsoft, and their sales took off. Plus, they also were selling their machines sooner than Microsoft had them available. So the PlayStation 4 has really been selling by a factor of a million more than Xbox Ones all along, ever since the launch. But ever since Microsoft unbundled the camera and came and backed off the always-on thing, and you can't play used games, they've been selling much better.
Well, that's we'll be excited to hear your reviewing once you get the new Xbox One.
Okay. Michael, what was this I was seeing about your Pro Drive?
Wake up, Grandfather Mike.
No, I'm here.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, so I've been kind of following what's been going on and training a microphone in the field, and I saw that Anthony had gotten a Pro Drive. I thought, hey, that looks like a good thing to try out. I've been using the JVC earbud for the podcast that shall not be named, which is all right. It's I need to get another true Apple earbud microphone combination again. Those work pretty well. But I really wanted to be able to take my Shure microphone in the field. So I finally got to ordering it last weekend, and it showed up yesterday? Day before yesterday. Showed up the day before yesterday. And tried it out. It was all, you guys saw it. I took a picture of it, sent it iMessage out to you guys, tried it, and went, really? The audio on my particular cable, and I think I have a bad cable, but the audio level is low, that it's barely above the hiss white noise of the system itself, of the cable.
Wow. So
when I put it into Boss Jack, I hit the crank gain almost to the point where it oscillates. And you're hearing, you hear me, but you're also hearing its white noise in the background. So I did contact ProDrive or Cable Drive Away. They got back to me right away. They had some questions, all the standard things. You know, they didn't ask me to reboot, but you know, did you try it with a different microphone? Which apps are you using? I said, yeah, I'm using a Shure SM48. Tried it with a BVI100. I used multiple cables, used multiple devices, used multiple applications. And by the way, I made recordings, and here's the link so you can hear what it sounds like. And it's Labor Day weekend, so I expect they're not going to get back to me right away. But I'm assuming I just have a bad cable, and I'm hoping we can just change it out, because I heard Talking is Dead by Anthony and Shane, and they used one of these cables to record the episode, and it sounds fine.
Right.
So I'm sure I've just got a case. If I actually go to the voice memo app and darn near shout into this microphone while using the iOS voice memo, it doesn't even register on the video graph.
Wow.
Dang.
I'm not even sure.
You hear it. You play it back, you turn the volume all the way up, you can hear me in the background. But if I shout into that mic, it doesn't even peak the graph at all. It just barely wiggles. So I'm just got to be something wrong with this cable. But I'm disappointed because, like, oh, great, I finally have an XLR to... No, I don't.
No, I don't.
I was looking at what it looks like.
Sigh.
I see.
It's a cool cable. I mean, it's got the XLR jack. It's got, I think, almost 4 feet of cable off of the microphone cable to go to the tip ring, and sleeve connector.
Yeah.
And then it has a separate stereo headphone jack off of that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very compact, everything you need, except that mine doesn't work. But other than that, it works fine.
Other than that.
Yeah, I was just looking at that for the trip. But maybe we ought to wait and see how Michael works.
It worked fine for Anthony. It did not work fine for me. But I will put a disclaimer on this. If something's going to get shipped that doesn't work, it's going to go to me first. Like, you know, some people always get the problem in their food at the restaurant. I'm always the one that gets the problem piece shipped to me. That maybe it's my lot in life to be able to identify, defective equipment, so it doesn't go to somebody else who may not put up a fight.
So I got this box here, but I
was going to suggest this to you until it didn't work for me. So I was like, that's my solution.
I'm thinking this would go a lot. It's already going to be kind of cozy in the Prius.
Yeah, we can put that. You can put that in the dashboard.
Yeah, that's true.
You get a dashboard that you can play touch football on.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. By the way, guys, if you got any portable XLR mics to bring with you, bring them with you, because we can set up. I've got a multi-channel mixer here,
Okay.
so we can actually
Cool.
all have a mic for when we do the live podcaster roundtable episodes here.
Well, I was planning to bring at least one.
I have a Shure mic my really good friend Michael sent to me.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Cool.
It can make a trip back to Copper Harbor.
Yes, it can. And it's going to.
And I've got my directional
one.
mic, dynamic mic there. That's got decent sound. So yeah, we can do that. That'll be
Very
great.
cool.
Yeah. So, and we still have to do I have to
So check
try to plug this into my phone and do a sound check and see how that's going to work with
Boss Jock.
I've got Boss Jock on my phone, so. But we both have to learn how to use Boss Jock, because the infamous thing is press the talk button but not hit the lock button and then sit there and talk for 45 minutes and realize you didn't record a damn thing of it.
The button's color, by the way.
Hopefully, you only do that once before you realize not to do that again.
Well, there's the record button, and then there's the lock button that when you press to talk, because the default action on Boss Jock is you have to press it and keep it pressed while you talk.
Like a walkie-talkie.
Yes, but they have a lock that you can,
Right.
you can lock it. But so
Right.
I was playing with it on Debbie's phone.
Okay, good. Then you're probably more familiar with it than I am.
Well, I set hers up.
Okay, so you can probably put it on your phone then too.
I could do that.
Do you have separate accounts, or do you use the same?
No, we have separate accounts.
Oh, okay. Okay, because I was going to say.
So I could buy it and put it on my phone.
Yeah.
Which I should have done 2 weeks ago when Michael had said, "Hey, Boss Jock's half price."
Yeah. Yeah, I actually bought it at half price too when I got mine.
Well, I'm going to pay full price, so.
So with that, but yeah, that's going to be the thing we use in the car on the way.
Wait
Well,
a
make
minute.
sure that
Joel,
while you're crossing
Joel.
New York, you have it in Joel's hands, because if a cop sees you with it in your hand as the driver, you're going to get pulled over.
No,
New York has got a very fascist distracted driving law. You can read a newspaper while you're driving. You can eat a hamburger while you're driving. You can drink coffee while you're driving. You can smoke while you're driving. Do any of a half a dozen other things while you're driving. But my God, don't you dare have a phone up to your head while you're driving. Just because the cops do it doesn't mean it's right, and they will bust you.
No, that's the co-pilot will be controlling all the electronics, whoever that will be during the trip, because it's just better that way.
Yeah, it's safer.
Yeah.
Hey,
'Cause,
Joel,
Yeah.
I can't hold a beer and the phone at the same time and drive.
Oh, be creative. You can do it.
What were you saying, Michael?
I was going to ask, did you say Debbie actually has Boss Jock?
Yeah.
Well, then you don't have to buy it again.
They got different accounts.
Different accounts.
Different iTunes accounts.
Yeah. Separate.
All right.
But equal.
I mean, aside from the fact that if I plug my phone into the computer that she backs hers up to, and then link the two together, and then I could download it to mine from her iTunes.
Would it allow you to do that?
I don't think it'll let you do that.
I don't think so. I think it'll treat your phone as a separate.
It's a separate entity.
Yeah.
Oh, you know how it says trust this device, and you got 5 devices that you can tell the
You
computer.
might be able to set it up on
I don't
your
know.
account, but and still have your account.
I don't know. I'm okay with buying it.
I've never done that. I've only got one account for
Right.
everything.
Look at my chat.
I'm okay with buying it.
What's that?
Look at my chat message.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I see it, but I can't open it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
We'll talk about it after the show.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay. Anyhow,
I learned something new. Thanks.
Me too.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That if you tie your shoes with 3 knots, the likelihood of them unraveling decreases
yeah.
5-fold.
I'm getting all clandestine again. By the way, MMD accused me of being M as in Man in Black. funny how he started saying he couldn't say. He was also talking about 64 Pokemon, but we're getting way behind in the show there. But just to let you know that MMD is paying attention.
Thanks.
That's good. I'm glad, and I'm glad you're monitoring the chat.
When I'm not sleeping, yes.
Okay, so Fat Tire Weekend.
So yes, this is the good, hopefully, busy mountain biking weekend. Lots of mountain bikers in town. Still, you get that many, you're going to get some real winners in town. But and I'm sure that's affecting my bandwidth tonight. There's more mountain bikers tonight than there was for that single speed event.
Oh, wow.
And I can see the load on the system. But at the same time, the system's holding pretty well. You notice I've had my video on most of the time.
Mm-hmm. But you're an admin, so you could change that if you wanted to.
Yeah, I can.
I hold the keys.
But it's rainy, it's wet. Bridges are wet. People are wiping out. So
but that's it. That's the ticket. It's rainy. It's wet. That's why you're. Oh no. That's why your Wi-Fi signal's bad.
Just busy as a medic situation. Standard holiday for me.
So yeah, a lot of slips and slides
concussions, all kinds of fun stuff. Yeah.
Concussions, broken
legs.
Bones.
Collarbones are the most common for mountain bikers. Tend to break their collarbones a lot. But yeah, broken legs, other various broken pieces.
Jeez. Wow. Fun. So now we know why you're tired. Well, one of the reasons you're tired.
Well, some of it. Yeah. And let's see here. Since last week's show, we can tie these next two subjects together. But I was talking about setting up the Marine base radio for one of the harbors places in town. And all of a sudden it occurred to me, if I'm going to be doing all this cable work and antenna work, and probably time for me to start putting my ham radio stuff back up again, finally. So I did get VHF, UHF dual band vertical up. I got my 6-meter 5-element beam up, and everything is tuning up really well. I did wind up using a number of supplies on this install I did for the client last weekend, so I ran out of coax. That should be here on Tuesday. And I've got one more beam to put together and get up in the air, and then I'll get the mast up to the full height, get the rotor installed, and I'm all ready for 2 friends to show up and help me put a tribander up in the air.
Woohoo!
That's one I can't. I did the 5-element 6-meter beam by myself on top of the tower.
I saw that. That's a feat of work there.
That's a small antenna.
Yeah.
The boom length of the antenna is almost 18 feet long, 20 feet, something like that.
Unbelievable.
But the tribander, that one I'll need help with. I need a ground crew to weight out, on the rope to keep the antenna up while I was.
Right.
I think the tribander is like 70 pounds. Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's what we're there for.
Exactly.
Harry loves the climate.
Yeah.
I couldn't resist. Very low.
I'll hold the rope at the bottom.
But the other antenna story is, as I'm putting the ham radio antennas up, one of the senior people with the internet service provider that I do work with, his wife is a doctor, and she was out at our mountain lodge up here for some get-together. Mm-hmm. So he was there with their daughter, and he decided to take a walk back to the tower that pictures up in the past. And he goes to the tower and he takes a look at it, and one of the guy wires has got about 18 inches of slack in it.
Wow.
This is a new development. And so he sends me a note saying, hey, one of the main top guy wires to the top of the tower, there's 3 sets of guys, but the most important guy wire in a tower is the top guy. Mm-hmm. And he said, there's 18 inches of slack on the south-facing guy wire. I'm like, really? So I went up there as soon as I could and took a look at it, and sure enough, there's slack in it. And then I see that one of the old guy wires that somebody had spliced And I tried to tighten up the turnbuckle, and as I'm tightening up the turnbuckle, there is more slack in the guy wire, not less.
That's funny.
I could actually see the splice starting to fail. So I thought, that's it. So I put out the warning to the county, because it's a county tower, put out the warning to people who parked their vehicles underneath this tower.
Yeah.
And I went up there and got a tape measure and a micrometer and figured out exactly what gauge guy wire that was and what the length was going to need and get everything in order. And yesterday the guy wire failed halfway through the day. But fortunately the parts came in about the same time. So in the rain last night, one of the other guys from the ISP and myself replaced that top guide. It was raining, at least it wasn't windy.
Oh, jeez.
But at one point...
Slick tower.
Oh, yeah. I did not do the climb. I was ground crew for this one. I've been feeling so hot this week, so... but he went up and did the attachment on the top, and I took the slack out of the bottom, got the cable tensioner, and got everything set to spec. But we came one storm away from losing all internet for the harbor completely. Wow. I mean, that tower is... If you want to talk about the Internet of Tubes, that is the tube daddy.
That's the main
That is definitely the tube daddy. It's the main tube. For the ham radio, it's the 807 of Copper Harbor. The 6146. I can't think of any other cliches they could throw towards it. But, yeah, we came really, really close to losing it, and it's not a short thing to fix.
That's the Alaskan
It would have been tear it all down and start over again.
Copper Harbor Internet.
Yeah. Well, throw us right back into the crank-up phone days.
I was going to say, throw you right back into 1908.
Really? Jeez.
Yeah, we don't even have dedicated phone lines out here. There aren't enough dedicated phone lines, so they come out and they do a slick 96 on them. So all of our phone lines in the harbor are multiplexed. Yeah.
Yeah, multiplex line.
Wow.
Yeah, there are not plain POTS lines from here to the central office. There aren't enough cables.
Wow.
Which, of course, is one more thing to go wrong. Every time lightning hits this area, the slick 96 multiplexer goes.
It's carrying current.
Down. Yep.
Yeah, wow. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of our topics, and you're going a little long here. Not real long, because I did start recording early.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we actually do have a musical guest that decided to show up, and the name of the musical guest is Megan Trainer. And I've got to say that this song, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing's guaranteed: the next day you will be singing this song all day long.
Really?
Yes. And the name of the song is All About the Bass. So, do you know it?
Yeah,
No.
I do. I know this song.
So you know what I'm talking about, right?
I know what song
because
you're
I've been
talking about.
singing it all frickin' day.
I already have it on my phone.
So yeah. So we'll that's our musical guest, and I think we'll wrap things up here for show 152.
Mm-hmm.
And as we do at the end of every show, we like to thank our military guys out there, both CONUS and OCONUS. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for being there, especially you OCONUS guys, and especially with the funky stuff that's going on overseas now, and who knows what's up. Because, hey, we don't have a plan. Let's announce it to the world. So, just a little political comment.
Yeah, and shortly after that comes out, Putin decides to go ahead and just run his tanks into Ukraine. Oh, what the hell? They don't know what they're doing.
But it just frickin' amazes me whether you have a plan or whether you don't have a plan. And if you don't have a plan, are you going to announce that to the world?
Apparently, yes.
I mean it. I you know. Oh, anyway. So OCONUS guys, man, stay safe.
Luck.
Good luck. Stay safe, and we hope you get back to your families and friends real soon. Until then, we'll keep the home fires burning for you. Okay. So that's it from the Monadnock region in the southwest corner of New Hampshire. I am Barry J.
And also from the southwest corner of New Hampshire, this is Joel.
Also from the southwest corner of the Monadnock region, this is Matoska.
And from the Tug Hill region of central New York, this is Barty.
And the mech on standby again from Copper Harbor in the Man Cave. I'm Michael, the Virtual Keeper.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to show 152, 153 next week. And here's our musical guest, Megan Trainor. And we're out of the recorded version. We're still live.
Right, I'll say hi to MMD and MMD. He's logged in twice. One of the complaints he had on the iPhone is that he can't watch the video and do the comments at the same time with the app.
Oh, that's good news. I didn't know that.
That's good.
Hey, MMZ, nice to meet you. Hi.
So that's when you see well, we're still alive, but you'll see the other name on the chat log. The other name is also MMD.
For viewers, I only see him listed once.
Excuse me.
Well, there's another name there. Just don't say it.
Wait, don't say it out loud.
Right, I got it. Okay, that's him as well. Okay, I get it.
Who?
Yeah. Captain, where do you work again? Let's blurt out where we work and shoot our passwords over the internet. You sit there and go, no, shut up.
Always makes for a fun editing session.
Doesn't it?
How far into the show was it? Screw it. I'll let it through.
Yeah, that's funny. Depends how much you had to drink that day, I guess, huh?
Well, that does largely factor into a lot of things.
So, on your trip coming across New York, what day are you going to be crossing the state?
17th.
The 17th. That's a oh, wait a minute, no. You're going to be in, that's next month.
Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday.
Oh, crap, I'll be working that day. Okay. Because I was hoping to maybe meet you at a rest area somewhere.
Yeah, well.
Sounds kind of kinky, but okay.
Well, I figured we could do like a drive-by meet and greet type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A blow and go. The door was open. Someone had to step through it. You know, after you read all those nightmare stories about what was it, the rest stops on 93 and on 495. Oh.
And don't forget the lot lizards.
Oh yeah,
real close to where I work.
Oh yes, at the truck stops, exactly.
And what day are you guys going to be coming back across?
New York will probably be the Tuesday.
Yes.
The 23rd?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be working that day too. Crap.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're commuting or traveling on the days around the weekend, so we're
right. So we're already in place for the weekend festivities.
Right. Yeah, I was just trying to find a way where you could just pull over for like 5 or 10 minutes and we could meet. You know, like at a rest area. You know, where I could get on the exit.
That'll be better, huh? 5 or 10.
I already let that go, by the way, Floyd. I just want that to be known. I've already let that one go, and Barry brought it back up.
That's okay. That's fine.
I brought what back up?
Yeah, you had to circle right back around again to the truck stops, didn't you? No, I'm not suggesting that you use vacation time. However, if we
I don't have any left. In fact, I was so sick last week that I actually ended up taking time off without pay.
Okay, so, that's right. Yeah, you did say that. Sorry, I should have paid closer attention.
You don't have bank sick time?
No, I never do that stuff. Because I can't
that.
figure out how all that works.
Well,
We're live.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not saying the name. But any sick time you don't use goes into bank sick time, and that's good for years. Barney and I work for the same company.
Yeah, I never have anything left over to bank.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I'm
I
chronically
ran it,
running low.
I took off last Tuesday, and I was using bank sick time because I blew getting the flu twice this year.
That'll set you back.
Yeah, I blew right through all my sick time this year.
I was doing a little shell game in finagling to get the vacation time covered as well.
Yeah.
It was.
Vacation time I got tons of.
Yeah, but see, what I'm saying, I don't.
Yeah.
But between vacation and sick time, I was doing the little shell game here on getting everything covered for our trip coming up.
So I get 4 weeks of vacation a year.
I get 3, but I can't roll any of it over.
Yeah, I get 3, but we don't have separate banks of sick time and just paid time off. We just have just one big bucket of
PTO, personal time off.
Yeah, exactly. That covers both.
We don't.
Must be nice.
Okay. Yeah, you're like the old company that used to own us.
The old company. Back in the old days.
The one with the star.
The one with the star. What's this, Texaco? No, I don't work for a gas company.
I work for Texaco.
Well, I don't know. You might have been a different company than the company I was with.
Where the heck do you see if someone's watching or not watching? It was kind of.
Mine says 1 viewer down at the bottom.
I'm seeing what screen is it?
Oh, it's on the video screen.
Oh, it is on. I didn't
No, it
realize
says
that.
2 viewers.
Yeah.
Right at the bottom.
Mine doesn't say.
We gotta figure out how to tell those guys to get into the group chat.
Wasn't that your job? Figure that out.
I think that was on my action list.
Exactly. There you go. It sounds like work. Isn't that on your action list?
Yeah, I took that action, didn't I? Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, you figured all the rest of this stuff out, which is actually pretty cool.
Not really. It'd be a lot smoother if I knew what the hell was going on.
Where's all the buttons?
Okay, the show is saved.
Ooh.
What was that?
Still
Michael
there.
has to go. His radio just went off. Remember, he's on call as a paramedic.
He's back.
You know, I still don't see who. You mean on the video screen or with the pictures of all
it
of us?
says down at the bottom, underneath Late Night QRM Show 152.
I'm on the wrong page then.
Are you on the video page?
Yeah, with the picture of watching you with your hand up right now
like
going.
this? Yeah. Well, mine's down the bottom. It says Late Night QRM Show.
I got the video turned off, but I don't really see where it says anything about viewers either. I'm with Joel.
No, if you step over here and look where mine is, because you're right here, I don't have to describe it to you.
Yeah,
It's such a long way away.
You got to get up out of his chair, man. You can't do that. What kind of a host are you?
See, that's where mine does.
Oh, mine doesn't look like that at all.
Really?
Nope.
I guess that's because I'm controlling.
Yeah, neither does mine.
Because usually you see.
Well, no,
I've
seen it, but
Yeah.
are you on the events or are you on the live page?
I'm actually on the video page, the live page. But then again, I'm controlling this.
Right, so you have more buttons than we do.
I also have the other control.
Jesus, you're the button master.
The button master.
Well, I can show you my
So,
page.
just so you can
show you
see,
my page when I go live. So
that's all you see on this video.
Oh, yeah, you don't
there
have
is
it.
nothing. Nothing on here at all.
Yeah, I guess because I'm the button master.
You're the button master.
The button
But
master.
I've got the viewer list and everything here.
Really? Okay, so if
Yeah.
there's going to be
Show us, Michael.
if there's a hangout that's not going to have it work smoothly, I'll be
If
the
you
guy.
click
Actually, that's
on the link that I put up there.
Yeah, I went to that page and I can see where you have 6 viewers.
all right.
Right.
So, okay, well, never mind. It's just me.
Which
So you
two
put
are
on
the
the
same.
bottom to see it. Right.
I have the control room up now.
You have got the buttons of power.
I do. Like, I can mute anybody I want. I can also kill their cameras and adjust their volume. I have complete control.
Were you drunk
but
with
can you-
power?
No, I think it was the rum, but
The utterly
from. Yeah, can you put that big black and white spiral image on their screens? That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
The listen to pattern.
Yes, yes, Wes Michael.
Put a listen to on an old scope, and we'll do the control of the vertical and the horizontal.
Do not adjust your screen. We are in control.
That was a cool show.
Yes, it
Oh,
was.
God. Yeah.
I guess we're boring Barry.
I'm tired. Because it took me 3 hours to watch a 1 hour show last night.
I'll get you a drink before watching a show.
Thank God for Rewind.
Hey,
Well,
how
on
do
top
you...
of everything else, is
What was that,
Go ahead,
Michael?
Mike.
must be the delay again. I said, on top of everything else this week, my oldest son started school on Monday, but the school buses don't
Remember,
start
we're
till
still
next
live.
week.
Okay. Remember, we're still live.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that my son started school, but the school buses don't start till next week.
What?
So we were driving him to school. We're making 2 trips to town every
Okay.
day this week.
Can I ask a dumb question? If
Yes.
school starts this week and the buses don't start till next week,
We scheduled that.
yeah, exactly.
The issue was, my oldest son they have a program where you can take college courses at the school campus,
Uh-huh.
and the college courses start a week before the high school classes start.
Okay.
So they don't start.
So basically,
And then-
she's taking a college course, and of course the college started this past week.
Right,
Okay.
right. And then there was high school band practice after
Oh.
that. So
Ah.
we were making several trips a day. At
Wow, you must have been
$20 a
happy
trip.
that the gas price went down.
Yeah, it still was $20 a trip.
Wow.
$20 a trip, round trip, 10 there, 10 back.
Taking
Round
the
trip.
family truckster, right?
Well, it's sometimes it's 18 depending on, but yeah, we just roughly figured $20 a trip,
Mhm.
and 2.5 hours round trip.
I'd give him a sleeping bag for 10.
Here, camp out in school parking. Well, how they used to deal with this in Copper Harbor in years past, before we actually had a school bus system up here, is that the kids that live in the harbor actually stayed at a boarding house in Calumet during the week,
Huh.
and they had a boarding house for school kids,
Wow.
and then they would come home on the weekends.
That kind of makes
You know what?
sense.
There's something to be said for that.
Yeah. I was going to say. That makes a lot of sense.
Now the families that can afford it have a house up here and a house in Calumet.
Right.
Yeah.
And during the school year, they stay in town. And you know what? It's not that tough to do, except right now it's out of our... We actually considered doing it. You can buy a really decent house in Calumet for about $35,000.
Really?
Holy cow!
Yeah. And if you want to fix her upper, I'm seeing houses in the last year that have been as low as $7,500.
7,500. You can't get a shed in Boston for that.
You can't even get a parking spot. What are you talking about?
You can't get a shed in Boston, Dad.
For $10,000, you can get a livable house on a decent lot that needs work. I mean, you'll see when you get up here. It's
Wow.
now that's in Calumet. That's not Copper Harbor.
Right.
But yeah,
Where the
there's
Kings
not a
play.
lot for sale in Copper Harbor, and where the Kings play. Yes.
See? I remember. It's coming up. It's King season here.
Yeah.
I bet you we had our first game Thursday night.
Yeah.
I actually
See?
talked about it in the next episode of the podcast that shall not be named that I have yet to. I've uploaded it. I haven't done the RSS feed, so I can get it out yet.
Pretty soon we'll be hearing
Actually, Friday night game.
the Kings playing.
Yeah.
Thursday night.
Well, Saturday night. Or were we still doing Friday nights?
It was Friday nights, yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, we did Sunday nights for a long time. Yeah.
We actually did most. I think the only night we haven't done is Tuesday.
No, we did Wednesday. Well, we
did
tried to
We
do
did
Wednesday.
We started.
We tried to do Wednesday, and Michael and I were the only ones that showed up.
Well, you know, it is midweek. That it was good for internet usage, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a tough one. That was tough, and we were all tired. That was the same thing as Friday. Fridays were
Those were
tired.
brutal. Those were brutal.
Yeah. Saturday's better.
Or better.
More better.
More better. Yep.
Cool.
One of these days, look a little more alive.
Hmm.
I'm better than I was last Saturday, but not much.
Well, I think we're going to end the
Broadcast.
the broadcast now. So
The live
So we're
stream.
Yeah,
Well,
I got to be
listeners
going
out
anyway. It's getting late for me.
thanks everybody for listening. I am going to say we are out of here.
Yep.
Ciao.
Thanks, guys.